There's still plenty of thrills to come. We've already seen both sides of Earl the Pearl Strickland at this year's World Pool Championships, but now can he keep his head and avoid throwing in the towel against the young Brit Kevin Smith? And meanwhile, can the Nugget take apart the Kaiser and add another World Championship to his list of honours? Hello and welcome to the Cardiff International Arena as we enter the final 32 stage. First on table 1 on day 6, the all-Canadian clash as Alex the Lion Pagulayan took on the dancing bear Alain Martel. We join this match in rack 5.
Little Alex Pagulayan, all 90 pounds of him. Probably fits in with a lot of those students.
Ooh, he lost the white there big time. And the penalty he paid is that the one ball, which didn't go in, and the white ball are now separated by distance and other pool balls. He got too much topspin on that white ball. A little bit too much topspin.
He almost lets go of the cue at the top of that swing. Barely holding on to it.
Massive follow through as well with the cue. And he kept keeping the follow through, keeping the tip on the ball for as long as possible. Now Alex has forced into playing a push out, I would think. And looking at taking the white ball down into this corner pocket by Alain Martel. Alain Martel just not too sure what he went down the table to look for there. He went all the way down the table to sort of put his cue on the table for judging where he's going to put the white ball. And now he's trying to tuck the 4 and 5 up together.
Make sure it's moving. Push out. Okay, no problem.
Alan Chamberlain just making sure that the word push out was actually said to him.
Well, Alex actually told Alain he was pushing out, not the referee. Should be telling the ref.
Alain Martel doesn't fancy the shot, doesn't fancy there's an absolute stone certain safety shot on, so he's put Alex back in again. Obviously he can pot the ball, but that is a very risky shot.
This is tough, whether you attack or defend from here.
Do you know the worst thing if you're playing a push out is to put yourself in more trouble than you were in beforehand, and you're certainly not in more trouble, but trying to get that balance of leaving yourself an opportunity of a shot if you're put back in again, but not leaving an easy shot for your opponent is critical. What time's it in Canada, Jim? They're watching this live?
They're watching this live back home. There'll be a lot of people tuned into this match.
While they're eating their cornflakes.
Or bacon and eggs.
Some of that cornmeal bacon, isn't it?
Pea-meal bacon.
Pea-meal bacon, that is beautiful stuff.
Very straightforward safety there. Take no chances. Like I said, you don't have to put distance between them.
Sometimes you put distance between them, the escape is easier, but when you keep the balls close together, all of a sudden they act like bigger defenders. It's a bit like if you were having a wall at soccer. If the wall wasn't 10 yards back, the area to get round is even bigger. So now that red 3 is much more of a defender than it would be if the balls were spread apart. Debatable whether he can clip this off the rail, off the top rail. So he's going a short distance to a rail, always very difficult to judge, trying to hit the one ball from behind.
Just got to get by the 3.
Clever shot.
Well, he's left Alain a long pot. Not easy, but a chance.
The only thing Alex Pagulayan did wrong with that was just overhit the shot. And of course he has to drive a ball to a rail as well. So after that white ball struck the one ball, he had to make sure he got enough speed on to go to the side cushion, and in doing that he probably overhit it.
Oh, that's a great shot from Martel there. Cue in the air, his signature move. Oh, what a pot. Another look at it. Couldn't have struck that any better.
Just got a bit too much of an angle on this 3. He'd like to hold the cue ball for the 4 and keep the white ball roughly in the same position as it is, or it will be if the 3 ball was potted dead straight. So he just may be able to tweak this. He may be going around. That's a clever shot as well. Straight out with the rest. 4 ball off the top cushion with running side, off the side cushion, coming back out into the middle of the table where the blue spot would be on a snooker table. Perhaps not now. He's using a... No, I think he's still doing the same shot.
Well, he's underhit this.
Bringing all the stars down to watch this great tournament. George there, looking in fine form. One of the greatest soccer players Britain's ever produced.
He's left Alex a gap between the 6 and the 9 here to get through to this 5. I don't think there's much doubt what he'd be trying to do here is a wry smile from Alain Martel.
Known in London as the mile end shot. Do you know why?
The mile end shot.
The mile end shot. I've just made it up, but it's relevant. One of the underground stations.
Oh, just wait till I get the notebook and pen out. Okay, go ahead.
One of the underground stations in London, on a curve, the station itself. So the trains, occasionally there's a little gap. And when you get off there's somebody saying, mind the gap.
Steve still recovering from his win last night.
Thanks very much.
What a shot there from Pagulayan. And Martel's going to have to come up with a reply here, but look at the control of the white here, Steve.
Great shot. Well, that's a fluke of all proportion. Look at that. But he's also paid the penalty there of fluking the ball, losing control of the balls, but unfortunately snookered on the brown 7. Wasn't that fortunate. He'd have lost the game, I feel. Can he see this green 6? No. Played a great double there. What a bank that was. He just decided the only chance was to play a positive shot.
Oh, I don't think Alex Pagulayan can believe this.
Little shake of Alex's head there, only a small one. But he thought he must have been in with a chance in this frame.
You never know in 9-ball. It can jump up and grab you by the throat at any time.
That's what bears do. And the bear gets back to 2-3.
And every chance he'll be breaking off in the 6th rack here. The kids are enjoying it. We're enjoying it. And this one is heating up to be an epic battle between these 2 Canadians. Watch this shot on the 6th. Unbelievable bank shot.
Just before he played that shot, he went, well, I can't do anything else. I might as well go for this shot. This looks like a nice break from Martel. Apart from that blue 2 and the red 3 seem to be close together. No, it's gone wrong for him in one respect. No advantage whatsoever in playing this 1-ball, I would have thought, unless he could get right back out into the middle of the table and then play a safety.
Tried to cushion first. Now he's left the angle here, really, for Alex to be able to screw back and play that safety you were talking about, Steve. I don't know if he'll be able to attack the 2. Doesn't look like he's got that much.
No, at perhaps a lower class level, a player wouldn't be so worried in missing a one ball like that because there's no obvious run out. But at this level, sometimes you don't get enough of a chance because the other guy's going to be on the table, dominating the table. He's going to pot the one. He doesn't have to go for the two if he doesn't like the job. Then he plays a safety shot that puts you in trouble. So he's looking now, Alex, to play the safety shot. It's too risky to try and disturb these balls. Or is it? Is there an angle, Jim?
I don't think so. I think he's just going to be drawn back to...
Where would you be playing safe after? Look at this. You're going to play a safety shot after this? If you decide not to play, to break the balls out. So what's his safety shot? How does he work this out?
I think he's just got to try and keep the two there and get the cue ball back into the safety area. Obviously, playing with a bit of side to take the cue ball back into this area, Steve, hopefully to get back in behind these balls.
He hasn't got the snooker, and I've got a feeling that there may be another double played here, a double on the two, up the table with position on the three, more or less guaranteed. He's already played one good top double. He must feel that he's got the judgment of the table. Look for this two to go in. Never in doubt. He didn't get the position on the three into the pocket, but I thought he was going to. The white ball stayed in the jaws of that pocket, but there again, even if he'd have missed this shot, he'd have been safe. Now he's got to roll it up the cushion. Not as difficult as it looks.
Well, that's why you got to try and hide the ball, and Alex knew when he let him see that two ball, every chance that he was going to be able to knock it in. Martel showing his table knowledge, certainly with the bank or the double shots, as they're called in the UK.
He's won the last two racks if he clears these balls up. Pure knowledge required in doubling the balls and banking them. Great player this guy is, and I mean appearances can like that white ball a little bit further. There's a fly on the ball, just laughing. You saw this guy play the game. You know, you sort of walked into a club and there's a guy at the bar, sitting at the bar, and you thought, oh, I fancy playing him. I think I could probably beat him. He doesn't look like he could even hold a cue. And all of a sudden, you're up against one of the greatest players the game's ever seen.
Certainly in Canada. Been a dominant player there for a number of years now, and a threat in every event he enters. And the first 6 racks have been split between these two Canadians, Martel and Pagulayan.
And welcome back to highlights of the 2000 World Pool Championships. And let's go back to the action now. This time it's rack 8.
Once again, a good break off.
Johnny Archer pulling it back from 6-2 behind to 6-5.
Well, this is a fine flip if he's attempting this one.
Position on the 3, not certain either. He's coming down into this corner through the gaps. How's he got on? Oh, that's a massive result, as long as it doesn't go in the pocket. he'll be delighted with that. That's a major result, and one that will probably get Alain Martel shaking his head a bit as well. That's made this clearance very realistic. Looking like a possibility of snookering himself on the 3. Across the face of the 9 and the 6. That's a disaster for Alex.
Inexcusable. After getting the result landing on the 3, Alex will be very disappointed with his effort here.
I don't know why he didn't trundle that towards the pocket. I'm not sure why he had to go off the bottom cushion for that particular shot. If he'd have played perhaps softly into the middle of the table without going to the bottom rail, but by hitting it hard, sometimes you don't let the balls roll at each other. They tend to kick some way differently if you start bashing at them or forcing them.
But he had every chance, Steve, of playing it the way that you said, of not even leaving it if he missed it. Might have been able to cover it up with the pink 4.
Yeah, you're right. Games are getting tight upstairs. Dave Matlock and Alan Hopkins locked at 5-5, but Leonardo Andamu was in a bit of trouble against Ching Sheng Yang. He's now only 7-5 behind himself. Everything's getting very nerve-wracking.
Well, we're at that stage, aren't we, where all of a sudden the matches take on a little more significance now. The dollar values go up significantly.
Biggest prize in the history of pool, I believe, as well.
$60,000 the eventual winner will take home. $250,000 in total prize money at this year's event.
I'd like to bet that within 5 years the prize money in this game could well go through the roof. The television exposure this game's getting across the whole world, I think it's ready to explode 9-ball pool. It certainly is in England and in Britain, but I think worldwide it could reach another plateau now.
Well, I know they're all talented performers, some of the best in the world here, still remaining in this event. Martel takes the 9, and once again, level pegging with Alex Pagulayan, 4-4. He is solid when the heat is on.
And Alain's lost his break a bit here. This time, no control on the white ball, but it certainly didn't get the action with the other 9 balls that he has done. I can see how, like, you start to get worried about your break off. You know, you start to worry, you wonder whether you're doing it right, whether it's all going proper. He lost the white ball, perhaps he's eased off a bit, now he hasn't made a ball.
And he hasn't changed the area he's been breaking from. Always the right-hand side of the table as we look. I wonder if that'll be altered in his next visit, assuming he gets one.
I was listening to a couple of the American lads discussing the break-off at obviously a high level of experience, and talking about the nap of the cloth or the weave of the cloth having a slight effect on what side you break off on. This game gets very technical. I was lost me completely. But obviously they assumed, a bit like the cut of the grass on a putt on a green, as if the way it was pointing made a difference. But
well, I've never heard that, Steve, but again, I know the Americans, they break this game down. They are experts in their field.
They could have been trying to wind me up, of course.
Was that Ralf Souquet that was talking to you as well? Big match for Steve a little later on tonight. Ralf Souquet, obviously another former world champion, and another big hurdle for you, Steve.
Yes, I'm delighted to be playing Ralf. I mean, my first exposure to great players from Europe was in watching Ralf and Oliver Ortmann play, and Ralf has given me a few lessons on a pool table. He's a lovely guy, very hard competitor, and I'm thrilled to be playing him. I've certainly had my value out of this tournament in the standard of players I've played against.
Well, there won't be many cars on the street when that match takes place tonight. A lot of people looking forward to that.
And what I'm impressed about more, I think, than anything is how quickly the public down here in Cardiff have wised up to the stars of the game.
They've really embraced this tournament, haven't they?
They know that Efren Reyes is one of the greatest geniuses that's ever held a cue. They know how good Ralf Souquet is. So many people are switching on to 9-ball pool over here. Oh, that's frightening. He's got the safety shot. Just perhaps, I don't know.
Very noticeable, these two, no strangers to playing in front of television, but in this event, under these circumstances, they've never really seen a stage quite like this.
Putting some right hand sides, right hand English on the ball. It just pushed the white ball away from the 3 ball, and he overcut that shot there. One of the players using that very, very fine sandpaper to take, not wood off the cue, but just take perhaps the sweat off the cue. Oh, what a shot that was. What a shot. That's come out marvellously well. Now he's going to trundle the 4 ball down the rail. Knock the 5 in. Leave the 4 ball where it is. Sometimes the players play these into the cushion, and that makes the chances of knocking the 5 ball a bit easier. But I think he'll probably be going directly onto the 5 here.
Played that perfectly. The 6 obviously available bottom right.
Fascinating to see the spins on the white ball, and it's a great idea to actually have a spot on the white ball for whatever reason it was put on. You can see the players' artistry by watching that ball spinning. Snooker, you don't know what spins are being put on a snooker ball.
The 9 down, and the Lion, once in front, got his mane just edging ahead of Martel here. 5-4 in this race to 9.
Very capable of winning this tournament. Sneak through without anybody
Pagulayan
even
to break,
knowing he's in the
leading by
tournament.
5 racks to 4.
The thief.
Pagulayan all set to wind it up here. Rack number 10 of a possible 17. Doesn't have to bend over much, does he? He's got a natural frame for being a pool player. Never run into back problems.
That cue bends more than him. Nice break. Nice result. The first chance for somebody to open up a margin here. Just wants to sneak past that 5 ball.
Big shot's going to be from the orange 5 to the green 6 here. That one will hold the key to success or defeat for Pagulayan.
Interested spectator in the audience, Jim, a guy called Corey Jewell, one of our players, actually a friend of Alex Pagulayan's, and he's taken a big interest in this match, even though he's playing next.
Yeah, he'll be coming out, actually, our 3rd match out, young Corey. And what a player he is. Travels with Alex, in fact, Steve. They road play together, the two of them, and boy.
Are they as close as you and Jay are?
Well, no one's as close as Jay and I. Yeah, we were both looking for the soap earlier. Great shot there from Pagulayan. Beautifully Controlling that white. A little short of pace here, though. A little tougher shot than Alex would have liked. So would still expect to get this, but taking lots of time, Steve. He knows the importance of knocking this 9 in.
Yes, and also making sure he could keep control of the white ball. He's got to try and screw to the side cushion. No, he's just trying to draw it so he doesn't even touch a side cushion here. Oh, yes, he is. Well, that's a great shot.
Rack 10. Alex
The 10th to Alex. 6-4 in front.
A lot of balls off the break. 3 balls in off the break. Didn't look like any balls were going in at one stage, and they finally gave up there. And the 2 ball into the middle pocket. 3 by the 9.
Possibility of a plant. Obviously, ideal position here to play on the 3. Maybe in hindsight, doesn't look like the 3-9 is on to the bottom left.
The only, not problem, but the only thing that could possibly go wrong for this clearance would be from the 4 to the 6, from the pink 4 to the green 6. I suppose you could mess that up somehow, but unlikely, I would imagine. Got to choose where he wants to be on this after playing this 3 ball. Pick a spot on the table, an area on the table where he knows he can play an easy positional shot back up to the 6. Looks like he's decided to try and draw the 4 ball back into the bottom right hand corner.
It looks like he may have to use the rest here, Steve, so that won't make it any easier.
Needs to put a solid strike on this ball, but doesn't want to lose control and risk screwing right into the corner pocket himself.
Big chance for Alex too now. He's never been 3 in front in this match, and there's no reason now why he shouldn't be. You can see him leaning, willing that cue ball on.
Short of pace. Short of pace. And now may be forced to play. Oh my goodness. That was a tough night he had. He was up. He's been up for the last couple of nights watching some of the greatest 9-ball pool, and he's finally bit the dust and cracked. Big pool fan, never misses a match. He'll be going home to his friends and saying, what a game I saw between Alain, Martel and Alex Pagulayan. Standard of play was fantastic. It was just pure. It was a purist match.
And rack 11.
7-4 in front. Pagulayan just 2 steps away from a place in the last 16.
Rack 12. Alex Pagulayan to break.
(7-4) to the Lion. Rack number 12.
Bit of action on the 9. Where's it going?
Ooh.
So close to 8-4 there for Alex Pagulayan.
Well, you can bet he was watching that 9. Watch his eyes.
The 2 nearly knocking that 9 in. Alain Martel's heart was in his mouth there. We haven't seen much of Alain for the last couple of racks. He'll be frustrated with a couple of poor breaks. And at this level, that can make all the difference.
And so far, that has been the difference, Steve. Great positional shot from Alex there. And there's no reason why Alex shouldn't put himself one rack away.
How much would a top pool player concentrate in practice on his break?
More than any other shot. They'll hit a lot of long, straight shots, you know, just to get their cueing down, their work on their fundamentals. But the break is the one shot that they'll practice more than any other shot in 9-ball.
So they just break off, set them up.
Sure, have a friend down there racking the balls for you, and just practice working on the break shot.
You got books on the game of breaking off, books on the technical department of just breaking off, I would imagine, over there. It's a very intricate sport. They go into the technicalities of the cues much further than the British players ever had.
Well, obviously, using a break cue, a lot of players have different opinions. They'll use a heavier cue for a heavier break. Other ones will use a lighter cue than their playing cue, try and generate some cue speed.
Speaking to Jim Rempe and listening to him, he said one of the reasons that players use a break cue is to protect the tip on their normal cue. But certainly it seems to be a flatter tip they use on that particular cue, so they can try and keep centre ball striking. Alex Pagulayan doing a very good job of clearing these balls up, especially that he was so close to knocking the 9 in. He had to go the long route.
And the 9 down, Pagulayan, 8-4 in front of the Dancing Bear. This would be a great win for Alex over his Canadian rival. Alex Pagulayan, Alain Martel. And Pagulayan bidding to be the only Canadian left in the last 16.
8-4, Alex Pagulayan is within one shot at any given time of winning this match. All he's got to do is make that 9 ball. The most sensible route is probably always to run the rack. But if ever there's a chance of a quicker route and a guaranteed chance, these eagle-eyed players are right on it.
And he is one of the characters of the game too, Steve. We haven't talked a lot about what he's like off the table. We can see his prowess on the table, but he's always one of those great young players that's willing to spend some time with the crowd, has a lot of fun with everybody, laughing and joking. Anytime you hear some noise, good chance Alex is in the vicinity.
And Alex was a qualifier for this event. He didn't actually get through as a representative of his nation. He had to actually qualify, and I think he made a lot of friends down here in Cardiff in a tournament that I think were over 100 qualifiers from all around the world came to just get that one qualifying place. And Alex Pagulayan was immensely entertaining in that competition. Any problems here, Jim?
Well, I think it was the pink 4 he's looking at, but he just pot the 2 here, leave himself pretty straight on the 3. Should be able to just get back off the side cushion and back out for the 4. Just wants to clear the 4. You can see, Steve, that he's got the 8 here, so he doesn't want to go past this line. He's got to stay in this area of the table to leave the 4 on, and that's if he doesn't want to play it to the top corner. He may elect to just play the 4 straight down the top corner.
Okay, right. What about this 6-9 combination? Would he be looking at that, or would he say, well, there's no point in playing that, balls are an open play?
Well, if he plays the 4 into the corner, I think the 6-9 will be exactly what he's looking at. The only reason he'll play the...
If he leaves himself close to the cushion, then he'll be playing to pot the green 6 normally. If he leaves himself straight on the 4, he could be playing the combination.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt now. He's going to be looking at the 6-9 because he doesn't have the angle to get onto the 6.
Just trundling past that black 8. 2 shots away from victory now.
This is the shot. 6-9 for the match. He's had a good look at it, and it doesn't look that difficult. And it's not. The 9 down. Alex the Lion Pagulayan ousts his buddy, the Dancing Bear, Alain Martel. A terrific win for young Alex. 9-4, and he moves through to the last 16.
style as Earl Strickland looked to increase his World Championship potential, but he wouldn't have it all his own way against England's Kevin Smith.
Well, here we go for a real test for a true Brit. The English lad could well be under incredible duress and stress from his idol. Earl of Pearl Strickland is a genius. He is a top-level golfer. He can play tennis. And since the age of about 10, he has been talked of in pool circles, getting broader and broader like a big stone in a pool. Strickland is a maestro. Smith, though, did beat Nick Varner, Jay. We'll go anyway.
Well, Sid, I agree with everything you say, but Earl has slipped the last 2 or 3 years. He was the dominant 9-ball player for 15 years, but he hasn't won so much the last 3 years. Still a man to be reckoned with.
Here's Kevin from East Dulwich. Clattering into the break. What a phenomenal break to start with. There it goes again. Very important part of the game.
No shot at the 3-ball, though. I don't know if he wants to push out here. He may try to kick at this ball, play safe with a kick shot. He's going for the jump shot right off the bat.
It was nice to see an Englishman that well prepared. It's an essential part of the game, Jay, and the speed with which he suddenly decided to go for it, very encouraging for us Brits, although we've got an American in the box with us. So the commentary will be balanced. What a shot!
Gee whiz.
Gee whiz, look at that. Jump shot by the Englishman.
G. Smith.
Well, it says his idol is, and Steve Davis cracked the batter and raised as a genius. Also think Strickland is to come out against a hero like this. Remarkable. Perfect position for the Brown of the 9.
There's nobody left in this tournament that's not a real good player. And this guy beat one of the best, Nick Varner, the last round.
Perfectly across the table. This, the first blood. Smith won. Strickland 0.
Packed house tonight at the Cardiff International Arena. They came to root for their London lad.
Yes. He's playing for 3 years as a pro. Oh yeah, well, certainly didn't hang around there.
Kevin Smith to break, leading by 1
So,
rack to 0.
Talent, young guns, and great pool happening at every level here at Cardiff, live in the World Pool Championships.
One down on the break. You know, Sid, we might be seeing a changing of the guard in pool. Some of the old top players are getting knocked out, and it's new young guns that are taking over.
Remy didn't last long. Varner out, Hall of Famer. Johnny Archer's gone. No Davenport. Lots of young, slim guys prowling around here. What a shot! He is on fire!
No Bustamante, no arrays. This tournament's wide open.
Ponders the shot. Big twist rail for Kewen. Will it worry him, Jay?
Tough shot to get on the 4-ball. Oh, he really hit that ball hard.
And you leather them like that into the middle, and there's always the risk of a bobble.
Nice break. Earl doesn't even want to get on the chair. He can't stand it.
Exactly. Right then. Yeah, in center stage.
Well, he's been on center stage all his pool career, so this is nothing new for him.
Benjamin Earl Strickland. Played in a barn, North Carolina when he was a kid. Moved to Louisville, Kentucky, and the rest is history.
Didn't want to do that.
Well, first chance at first mistake for the 5 times world champion.
4 times U.S. Open champion, 4 times Player of the Year, over 100 titles.
Just feather this in to the intermediate shot. Good thinking.
Nice shot, Kevin. This kid's very composed right now. Don't hit that point. He didn't want that. Tough cut shot here on the 4.
Well, compared to those titles, this lad's got the Worthing Open and the Croydon Open, but good players go there from around. Earl, body language, interesting. As Jay's picked up, he seems reluctant to get out of the seat. He's sometimes high octane, sometimes a moody man. You never know which mood he will approach a game into.
This is the Jekyll and Hyde of pool right here.
Lovely cut. But away you drift.
No shot on the 6.
He's not in stroke yet. He's been practicing on an outer table for a long time. But they've all said, Jay, that the conditions are different when you get down here with these heavy lights.
Yeah, this table's playing different than the ones up above. Shooting off the top edge of the 6, trying to get safe. Good safety by Earl. This guy has all the weapons. Nice return safety by Kevin Smith. Well done, Kev.
Our Sky cameras giving you every conceivable angle on the game. Pictures going out around the world. And why not with a standard Strickland genius, Kevin Smith. Young Englishman taking on his hero.
It's a real good safety battle going on here. Kevin will take a look and see if that 6 will pass by the 8. That's why he's walking over there. It goes.
Does it ever?
Kevin won the safety battle.
Wonderful, wonderful crowd. Half them wearing 9-ball t-shirts. And this lad could possibly have the night of his life. Last night, Steve Davis had the night of his pool life, taking the reigning champion Paez. Kevin is going to zip up against the one and only Earl Strickland of the States. What a fantastic sport.
Said we've seen nothing but upsets all week long. This could be one more.
Smith leads 2-0 against his idol.
We rejoin the action once again in rack 11.
Earl Strickland to break, 5 racks each.
What you're watching now is the world of pool according to Earl.
Yeah, they called Mosconi's life story Willie's game. Earl's life story would presumably called Earl's game. Here he comes, trying to get at least one down.
Took a little bit off that break shot.
Nothing down, shot for opponent on the one there.
Well, Kevin, you got to do your thing now, boy. Nice hit.
Let it will run inside. He's landed pretty good on the blue too. Cardiff International Arena, where for 6 years we've had a bean feast of brilliant pool. Better yet to come, Jay.
Oh yeah, the next match, boy. That's the one we've been looking for all day. Davis Souquet. Can Davis catch lightning in a bottle twice in a row? Because I'll tell you, Ralf is just playing great. This is the tough shot coming up. Not the 4, the 5 ball is the tough shot. Got to be very careful about how he hits it. Well, Kevin's trying to do too much. See, he came over there. He's trying to break out the 5.
Would it have been better to keep it simpler here?
Could have done a... Yeah, he didn't need to do all that. This is what's got him in trouble. You notice when he's missed, he's overhit balls.
And Earl didn't hang about. This compared to the way he was mooching over the floor. He's back in this game. Is he ever? He'll flick this gently into the rail. Oh, beautiful. Using the knuckle beautifully there. Ideal position to take the lead. Ideal position for 6-5 Earl.
He didn't want to be straight in on the 6 ball. He's got to do a little bit more with the cue ball than he wanted. He's got to draw all the way back. Oh, he shot it side pocket. That was a nice shot.
You see, he's not doing any yapping now. He's concentrating on playing his pool. And all that genius, all that experience is providing fruit. You get a random harvest if you don't control yourself.
You're generous, Sid. He's been yapping all day. Made one on the break.
Did he have a shot on the 1?
Yeah, but he's a long ways from the 1.
Yeah, the English lad here from Dulwich is hero as Earl, although sometimes Earl's antics.
Watch this one.
Not very heroic. This occasion.
There you saw the greatest 9-ball player of all times, in the estimation of many people, doing something that very few people have been able to do. That shot off the end rail and force followed the cue ball.
Well, it was Earl who was parked there, warm in the seat.
Thin cut.
Oh, Perla, and the back and forth to get position on the orange.
That's all we want to see. We want to see Earl's brilliance.
Seeing it now, I'm not sure Smith will be that pleased to see his idol flowing. You see, he's going around the table like a bloke on a slalom course down the mountain. Yodelahiti.
In pool, Earl's reputation...
he's cracking jokes now with he's cracking jokes with the referees in a different mood.
Yeah. Well, that's it. He runs hot and cold. What do they call that here? We call it a schizo. Earl's prowess in 9-ball is equal to that of Steve Davis in snooker.
What more needs to be said as he plays that brilliant back and forth 4-7-5. And the crowd, he thought the crowd weren't appreciating him. Well, if that's not appreciation, I don't know what is.
Oh, this is a great crowd.
Michaela Tabb, top referee, racks him up. Big turnaround. Kevin Smith went off to 3-zip, and Earl looked patchy, sat there looking, well, didn't look too good. Then suddenly has got the bit between his teeth. And if he gets one or any more off this break, Smith in trouble. Brave to experiment here, to come across the head string a few inches to try the different angle into the pack.
He's moving again. Look at this. He hasn't found a place to break on this TV table yet. Now he's back over on the left side where he started out at. The 9's coming close. Nothing in. The 2's gone.
And the 9's very, very near.
Earl's looking for the billiard here. But you see that 9's frozen to the rail, even though it's close to the pocket. You got to hit it perfectly to make it.
Well, this would be a way.
Watch him. Let's see. Is he walking around? If he walks around, that's what he's looking at. The billiard from the 1 to the 9.
Well, this would be a phenomenal shot.
Come off the 1 ball and hit the 9 with the cue ball. That's what he'd like to do here.
You were there, Joe, when he won the $1 million.
Yeah,
he used 1 or 2 combination shots there, didn't he?
He made a great combination shot on the 10th rack.
What's this one then? Has he got it?
No.
That was when he won $1 million in 35 minutes in Dallas in '96. Joe was there.
Yeah, you have to run 10 racks in a row on a very tight table, and he did it.
Safety here.
Pretty nice safety by Kevin. Earl may take a look at the billiard again. If he can see that full 1 ball, then he can draw the cue ball back into the 9. I don't know if that's what he wants to shoot. He's thinking about that. Once again, he could draw the cue ball back here. Just as tough as the last one. He's trying it again.
Double kiss.
Boy, that was a miss hit. That was a miss hit by Earl.
And Smith's got to step in.
This is the difference in Earl's game from 3 or 4 years ago. He'll play 1 rack brilliantly, and then he'll make a very elementary error, like he just did there.
This match could get very, very tight indeed. It is poised. Set the early run into Smith, ran 3 racks. Earl did not look on form at all. But as Jay says, Earl plays like a hero 1 minute and 0 the next rack.
He runs hot and cold, Sid. Now, this kid struggled for the last few racks. He absolutely must finish this rack out to have any chance in the match. He does not want to let Earl get to 8.
A little bit of bristle in the tash now that was drooping before. Back and forth shot to take the black. Top left.
Nice
now,
position.
All he's got to do is get within about, what?
2 rails.
18 inches.
2 rails.
Of the bottom cush. 18 inches. 10 inches. The angle will do.
He trails
the other
6,
night he was
7.
clapping shots by opponents.
Earl trails. Kevin trails 6-7, but he's breaking, so he's very much in this match.
And Earl is swapping about with the break. Now, it could hinge on that. Earl has swapped along the head string several times to come in a different angle to the break. The match is still wide open.
It's teetering in the balance here. I'd like to see Kevin go back over to the left side. That's the best place to break from. Needs to break from over here, right in this area here.
Rack 14, Kevin Smith to break, trailing by 6.
That's where he's going. From this place, the corner ball often goes. In fact, almost every time the 5 ball.
Watch the orange
right
5.
In the pocket.
Spot on, Jay. Spot on. And what a time to lace into them like that.
Good thinking, Kev. Comes the combination, 1-6. Nicely done.
This is fun. Up here in John at home in Manila, Toronto, wherever you are. The best in the world are here. Oh, well, yeah. Big names have been dropping, like Chaffin and Cornfield.
Difficult position. The 4's in the way. I like the way he did this. Nice shot by Mr. Smith.
Very, very, very thin cut. Gets it.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. No. Well, the 3's down. He's got to shoot the 4 on the side. Oh, no, excuse me. The 3 is up. I thought that was the 5. Can the 3 go by the 7?
I think it does.
Tight fit.
Does it have that?
Wow. Just wiggled that one in.
And Earl isn't clubbing opponent shots tonight. He was last time out.
Kevin's regained his touch here, Sid.
Oh, needed to. It's going to be a level game, and if he keeps this going, Earl is still deep in the swamp.
Nice position for the 9.
Earl switching. Will he get another shot? Oh.
Tie ball game. Anybody's ball game.
Crowd appreciating the belter of a match. 3-0. The Englishman went up. Strickland looking wobbly, like Long John Silver on a single crutch. But he's back in now. The game points, 7 apiece.
It almost looks, Sid, as if Earl's doing everything he can to just keep himself under control. Looks like he's ready to explode almost.
Eyes of a gunfighter against a young English lad who just come out of hospital after surgery. Got to go back in as well. And coming up after this one, as if this didn't test your nerves, Ralf Souquet of Germany, former world champion, will play Steve Davis, conqueror of Efren Reyes, the reigning champ until last night.
You're going to see one of the real masters of pool today, along with Efren Reyes, when you watch Ralf Souquet. He is a wonderful player. He reminds me of like a right-handed Mike Siegel. Just so precise, so exact. Well,
nothing down. What does Earl do, Jay? Push out?
He's got to push. I don't think he can see this one ball at all. He's staring at it like he can see the edge. No, he's going to shoot. He's going to clip the edge of the 1 ball. Probably try to knock the 1 ball up this way and put the cue ball back here. It's a good shot. It's hard to execute. This may be the only shot he had. Earl's talking to himself again.
He's talking to himself about a jump shot, which he's not going to do, I don't think, but he's got a plan.
He's not hitting this one soft. He's doing something here. No, he did shoot that shot. And he did a good job. He put the cue ball behind the other balls. Here comes the jump cue. He hasn't got it yet, but I think he's going to go back and get it. Uh-huh.
No, some of these English players aren't experienced with a jump cue. This lot is. Darrell Peach from Blackpool made one from his granddad's walking stick. But this lad's been practicing with the proper one.
This kid's jumped the ball real good so far, Sid.
And he seemed to be very confident going to grab it. Earl is looking on. Oof.
Miscue. Earl says to the referee, that should be a foul. It's not a foul, though.
It was a miscue.
It was a miscue. Earl wants her to call a foul on him, but she's not going to. Now he's complaining to McCallum. The crowd's buzzing now.
How
they
can
don't
he
like
claim
it.
that a miscue is a foul?
It's like a double-head
Right, thank you. Allow the player time.
Well, the ref has stamped her authority on that. Earl wanted a foul called.
The referee's call. If she doesn't call it, it's not a foul. You got to shoot. The 1 may go by the 6. It's tight. Made a good shot. It's a tough little run out here. Sid, the 3 does not go by the 7.
Just take us back. Why was he hoping to that be called a foul?
Oh, he'd like to have ball in hand.
But why? What had he done? The guy miscued, that's all.
Well, Earl's contention is that in the miscue, he hit the ball twice.
A double hit.
She didn't see it, so she didn't call it. Uh-oh. Earl tried to play close position on the 3, and he rolled up behind the 7. He's got a problem here.
It's got everything in this match, including controversy. 7-7. No one sees mileage in it yet.
Earl's still talking about that other shot, but meanwhile, he put himself behind the 7. Nobody else did.
Crowd's mood starting to change, actually, towards Earl.
He's going to try and masse around the 7 ball and hit the edge of the 3. He did it and got away with it.
Earl really still going chelping on about what he claimed was a foul, but the ref's word is law.
Settle down, please.
Michaela Tabb earning her crust tonight, is she ever?
Nice shot by Kevin Smith.
Earl applauds it! I think he sensed the crowd was on the cusp. He's trying to get the crowd back with him, having alienated them.
I think you all misunderstand me.
You all misunderstand me. Earl, I think you misunderstand yourself.
Yeah. I'm a pretty good guy, I really am.
Earl says, I'm a pretty good guy, I really am.
It's one thing saying it, it's another thing proving it.
It's kind of hard to tell watching him.
Here we go then.
To
Tight
me,
game, 7 apiece.
Earl's got to kick at this 3 ball. He's going 2 rails around to hit the 3.
Oh, what a shot! Crowd loving it!
Great safety battle back and forth here.
Earl thanks the crowd for the applause. They either love him or they hate him in the States.
Kevin's going to kick off the end rail here. We can show you this one if you'd like. I don't know if we got time. Yeah, he's got to go this way and up into the 3 ball. Well, now it looks like he's trying to masse around the... No, he hit the 4. Bad choice. He tried to masse around the 4 and he went into it.
Right. Didn't need that at all. Steppy and Earl. And I'd be very surprised if we hear much from him now.
Oh, he's moaning.
He's still moaning.
I'll tell you, Sid, he's not going to quit. Once he starts, he doesn't give up.
Well, it surely can't help his concentration, but you never know. This, then, these 5 balls for 8-7, which would put him 1 away from the match.
Well, in the world, according to Earl, everybody's against him. We all know better, but Earl doesn't believe that. He's on the verge of taking an 8-7 lead.
Beautifully drawn back. Perfect position. Draws back beautifully. 1 rack away now, possibly from the match.
8-7, Earl Strickland.
Well, let's look at that thing. Earl said this was a foul. What do you think, Jay?
Not a foul. Good call by Michaela Tabb.
So Earl was saying that the ball was hit twice.
Just watch. Nope.
No? I couldn't see two hits.
You could actually see it better from the front.
Now he's trying his, he's just developing his 9-iron shot.
Rack 16, Earl Strickland to break, leading by 8 racks to 7.
Breaking for the match. He trailed 3-zip. And an inspired start by Smith. You'd think he was in an exhibition match. He's talking to the crowd. Well, you can obviously concentrate while he behaves like this. There you go.
Nothing on the break.
Crowd cheer on the Brit.
Kevin may have to push out here. I don't think he's got any kind of look at the one ball.
Foul.
I'm not sure why he tried that.
Well,
that was an obvious push-out situation.
Don't worry, Kevin, I'm old.
Don't worry, Kevin, I'm old. Good line, Earl.
Pool players live dog years.
Strickland going for the match here.
That's enough, please.
Give him another beer.
Earl hasn't gained any new fans here tonight.
You could do without the stupid guy who's just been hissing, though, and I think that's out of order totally.
My feeling is Earl's asked for it, because I've seen this act before.
Anyway, down to the business. It's been a controversy. There's been a couple of bits of controversy in the game, but Earl is looking like going to win it here. We didn't see him. I didn't look up for the tussle in the first 5 racks, but he has, in between the verbals, he has looked efficient here.
He may win the match, Sid, but he won't win the hearts of your countrymen.
Point taken as he does the back and forth. Is he in? Well,
not good position on the 8.
Because if he tries to cut it to the top right, you runs risk of it in off.
Shooting this ball in the side pocket, going all the way around the table. Tough shot.
Feather flick. Is it hard enough? It's a brilliant, brilliant feather flick. He may, well, I don't know. He may not have gained many friends. It's been a hard one to read, but he certainly got going when it counted. Earl Strickland beats England's Kevin Smith by 9-7. Strickland was the lad's hero before the match. I wonder if he'll be still on a pedestal now. Strickland is through after a struggle, 9-7.
Coming up, 2 great players and gentlemen, Ralf Souquet and Steve Davis.
International arena and coverage of the 2000 World Pool Championships. Finally came the big one. Could Steve Davis continue the fighting spirit he showed against Efren Reyes, or would Ralf Souquet provide too much of a challenge?
That didn't look too bad.
Souquet, not as wildly athletic as some we've seen, like Alain Martel and Fayen, the Flying Dutchman, but very, very efficient, well organized, champion player. Has been on the American circuit for years, taken on the Americans. Is hot off a 14-1 straight pool victory in the US. Big task for Davis tonight.
Well, if nothing else, Steve knows that he's playing players in Souquet and Reyes the other night that are very similar. You're not going to be able to shake or ruffle their feathers. Body punches might slow them down later on, but in the end, there's got to be a knockout punch delivered somewhere along the line. And look at the situation confronting Davis already. Possible 2 cushions here, Sid. And back into the 3, and he might want to try and hit this off of 3 cushions as well. But that's obviously one plan. Yeah, he's looking at the 3rd cushion here, so.
On the rules, to remind you, you have to go for the low ball. In this case, the 3, you have to make contact with it.
And Steve might even look straight side, straight over the side cushion, hoping to contact half of the 3. He'd like to hit it on the top half and spread the balls apart. Oh, that was the half he wanted to hit. Unfortunately, caught it a bit too thin. And look at the 6-9.
Yeah, look out at any stage for plants or cannons involving the low ball on the 9.
Well, Ralf having a quick look because the 6 isn't available, and he may have no choice other than to get to a position where he can attack the 6-9. There you see it.
Feather cut. Yeah, on the red. Having a bit of difficulty getting in his body into the right arc. And it's got to be dead precise in this, very thin hit.
Stretching, overstretching. And Souquet does not want to take Davis lightly.
Stick up early doors. This crowd, one off chair on Davis, been given this early opportunity that might be a rare one from the Kaiser. Chock-a-block at Cardiff here in the international arena. Half the world, if not more, watching this. From Manila to Manitoba to Manchester. The world's greatest to play pool. Here's Davis. And I think, what am I right? Is he in good shape to get to the 690?
Perfect, Sid. This won't bother him at all, bridging over the 7. They always say, you know, that chance favors the prepared man, and who's better prepared coming into a tournament than Steve Davis?
Just to remind you, he was down 8-2 to Efren Reyes, the holder of this title, and he won 9-8 last night amidst terrific scenes here.
Put it away and leave it away, please.
The ref, I think he's just ordered someone with a camera with a flash bulb to pack it. Alan Chamberlain, hard man. Davis goes for the position to take the 9 in by the 6.
And in good shape here. Steve would expect to get this. And make it he has. Davis takes the first rack in this race to 9 against former world champion Ralf Souquet.
Here we go again, maybe. St. George flag was pretty quiet, not being waved last night as Reyes set his stall out. But it's been waved already here as Davis starts well. Shouldn't have been given the chance though, Jim.
No, he shouldn't have. Ralf overstretched on that 3 and missed it. I insinuated that he can't take Davis lightly. I certainly don't think he has. But he should have just taken a little more time and care in that shot and possibly used the rest.
Here it is.
Second rack.
He was bridging.
Davis to break.
He was leaning on the rail and bridging about 2 feet, and it bobbled in the jaws. Right, here we go. If he gets 1 or 2, the crowd will yell. And I think he's got a shot on that yellow past the red.
Very close. Got one off the break, and the cue ball was flying around the angles. If he's got a shot on the 1, he can really count himself lucky. That wasn't one of Steve's better breaks, and you can see just how close it is. I'm not sure, Sid. I don't think he can get through enough to pot it. He can hit it, but he can't pot it.
Exactly. Just to check on the rules, got to go for the low ball. In this case, the 1. Proceed on a run through. Or if you see a plant or cannon, safety. Oh, well, I think he can hit about just over half the ball.
Good containing shot, though, from Davis. I don't think Souquet can attack from here. It's going to be so important that Steve's safety game is in top gear if he's to have any chance of taking out a player of Souquet's ability and standard in this match.
Souquet ponders. What's his plan of attack or defense here, Jim?
Well, you can see, Sid, he can only get through to the inside half of the one ball there. And that's making his options pretty limited. May try and just flick it as thin as he can and get the cue ball back up the other end of the table. Oh, this takes a steady nerve. Actually, that looked like it almost turned a little bit. But if that gets to the cushion, and it did, if nothing else, Ralf has bought himself a little time.
How familiar are the billiard halls of the world, the snooker auditoriums. He loves playing this game. Even as massive tension in his match against Paez last night. You could see how he was for the fray, like a predator. This one could be very cerebral. It could be like chess for a lot of this game. Race to 9.
I talked to Steve earlier today, and I said, if you can get yourself in the same sort of zone that you were in last night against Paez, you've got every chance, and he knows that. He knew that he had really got himself into a frame of mind where he was in that beautiful space where it's a mix between concentration and composure, Sid.
That's right. I want you to relax, but be nice and tense.
And thinking very clearly.
Feather touch. It's a very fast cloth, this. It's like ice.
Oh, this might be a little unlucky. I think the cue ball can just get through to the one, and there you can see it. That is desperately unlucky.
Souquet, calm, composed. Oh, Strickland said an interesting thing about him to make too good. He's not yet a great player. He may well become one.
Well, Ralf has already had a look to see if the 2 passes into the center pocket past the brown 7. And I can tell you, it doesn't look like it from our overhead picture. So even though he can get through to the 1, position onto the 2, not straightforward.
Rolls it up. It's going to bump the 2.
He'll accept that gratefully. He's got a shot at the 2. When it looked like he was going to be playing from behind bars, that's not too bad. And the crowd riveted into this one.
Yeah, you really want Davis to do well. And we're supposed to swing with Europe. Applause, okay, but this lot 1, Davis. Oh! Now then, another chance for SD.
Well, you can see Ralf just having a little chat with himself. He'd like to have that one over. Doesn't want to let Davis vault out. He's got to try and get the crowd out of this. He knows they're very partisan. Well, Steve won't be happy with that effort.
Needed another few inches run on the cue ball.
This is where every inch of that 6'2" will come into play here. Handy to be tall and have those long, narrow fingers to get over this.
Done, Ralf. Yeah.
Referee Alan Chamberlain providing the fishing tackle.
It's all right. Do you want the other one? on the other side.
Now he's just got to miss that 6 on the right-hand side here. In playing this 3, Sid, if he can miss that 6 and get the cue ball back up towards the center of the table to leave the pink 4 into the middle, all the hard work will have been done. You can see he doesn't fancy that. Nothing easy about this. Well, nothing that a stepladder wouldn't help.
Oh, hanging a slug position upside down. And up on the table.
Well, needed to miss the 6.
Standing room only at the Cardiff Arena.
Well, Steve's going to have a look at this pink 4. It may still be available into the center pocket, but that cue ball will be going dangerously close to the bottom corner. And this is a thin clip.
Feathers it in. Misses the pockets. Plain sailing, you'd say, from here, Jim.
And the wind is coming into the sails. Still not making life easy for himself, though. I don't know if this 7 passes the 8. Inside half a pocket at best.
Taking this. Or is he looking at a combination shot? No. Hit the north knuckle, but went in off the south knuckle. Wind in the sails. He hasn't got the top balance out yet. But the main sail is set. Davis looking at 2-zip with his dottle of a 9. Dottle it is.
And 2-0 confirmed. Steve Davis has taken the opening 2 racks here.
We now rejoin the match. It's rack 10.
He's prowling like a wolf with an empty belly.
Well, I've got to believe that Steve's chair isn't too comfortable. He just doesn't want to sit down. But 9 in! Wow! Best break of the match, and Davis was the one that hit it.
Keep on prowling, Stevie, baby! The prowler strikes! Wowie! Golden break.
Another look at that. Watch the 9. Flies into the corner pocket right after the 8. Another epic tussle brewing here in Cardiff at this year's World 9-Ball Championships. Former 6-time World Snooker Champion Steve Davis finds himself once again in the ring against a world champion. And if not for this in-off, he would have found himself 1 rack away from another big win. And back comes the Kaiser, Ralf Souquet, to snatch the rack. And he'll be breaking off here in number 14 of a schedule 17.
Rack 14, ladies and gentlemen.
Looking to snatch the match now. Winner breaks is the rule. So if you can find a nice place to hit from that point on the head string there into this pack and get only 1 down will do you to get rolling. If Pete can find the right spot, this game ain't over.
He's not on the 2. Good break from Ralf. But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to string a few together off the break here. You can see that 8 ball completely obstructing the path through to the blue 2. Now the push, looking like the only option. What he's thinking about is the area that he wants to push to. And he's standing the bottom end of the table. Down here, seeing if he can push down here. That would be dangerous. He might shoot the 9, get it away from the pocket, and then leave the cue ball there. I think he's got to get the 9 away from the pocket if he pushes down to that end.
Considering the push out, which only happens after the break. You push to anywhere you like, but the opponent can't put you back in.
Well, if that 2 wasn't so near the side cushion, he'd even consider the jump shot here, believe it or not. But with that 2 near that side cushion, well, he'd play that at his peril. I think he's got to play the cue ball into the 9. I think that really is the only shot that he can play. And again, he's given Steve Davis a chance, if he plays that, to really put him in the weeds. And the push, just to remind our viewers, the push shot totally legal only after the break. Looks like the jump cue's out. Here we go, Sid.
What did you say? It's fraught?
Fraught with danger? Yeah, that's an understatement. Keeping the cue ball on the table here will take a great stroke.
Davis leads 7-6.
He's just checking this again, the push out if he does hit the 9. And obviously the reason he's not playing that is because he knows Davis would be able to put him in jail. He's trying to pot this. He's lined up, he's trying to make this 2-ball over the 8. And watch the cue ball. What a shot from Ralf Souquet, but look at him. That says it all. A great effort from Souquet here. But the cue ball running away from the 3, and now he's in even more trouble.
Yeah, great shot, but now he's in the long grass.
Well, he obviously hit that with a bit of side, unintentional. And now he doesn't have the luxury of a push out. Well, Ralf just found himself. He is really the author of his own problem here.
It's his best plan, kid.
Well, he's going to look at the different escapes. He's got a 2-cushion escape here. Try and hit that 3. But again, going to be a good effort to hit it. An even better one to leave it safe.
Davis wants only 2 racks to win yet again. Did Efren Reyes last night. Souquet here is in jeopardy. He won the double kiss.
No, he's in big trouble. It has to be said, he was very unlucky. A courageous effort on the 2. And look at him talking to himself. He knows he's unlucky. Such is the fate of 9-ball. It can go that way, Sid. Sometimes it can be the cruelest of billiard games.
Absolutely. Look at the previous rack with Davis got 2 straight. Had to use draw. It's like ice, the pitch. Enough. Can't see him going wrong here, Jim.
Well, not without a major mistake, you can't.
Coming in with a bit of the right-hand side. There goes the pink.
Good confident stroke there, bumping the 6 and holding the cue ball for position onto the 5. Just roll through here. And look at the 6 and 8 into the center pocket. He's going to be 8-6 and breaking for the win.
Unbelievable. What a roll he's been on. Beat the Belgian campsite man, Lanoy. Beat Efren Reyes from 8-2 down last night. Davis, the destroyer.
Well, he didn't have to come from 8-2 behind in this match. Steve Davis now 8-6 in front, and he will be breaking to move to the last 16.
Souquet made this mistake to let Davis in.
Rack 15.
That double chest
Steve
there
Davis to break.
set up
Leading
the
by
red
8 racks
shot.
to 6.
It took the rack eventually.
Here we go. Breaking for the win. Davis just one rack away from yet another date with a world champion.
Took effort and raise last night. Looks like he's in with a chance of taking Ralf Souquet here. Oh. No fruit from the break.
But again, emotionless. And he's not left anything easy for Ralf. Nothing but containment here. Ralf may be able to take a shot, the 1 onto the 9, and hold that cue ball in behind the 5 and the 7 there. This might be a free go at the 9.
Oh, this would be some shot. I glued on the 9.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That's just totally mishit. I don't think he can believe that hit.
Face says it all, Jim. You're dead right. Scratches his head. What did I do there? Not the shot of a former world champion.
Well, this is what Steve Davis can do to you. He can just wear you down. There's Fong-Pang Chao on the right. And they're all enjoying this. How can you not?
The crowd cheered him to the echo last night against Paez. He was 8-2 down and he won 9-8. Different story tonight. But he has had, as they say in Oz, the wood on Souquet. He has given Ralf problems throughout this match. He is proud. And he could strike through with balls on the table now to win yet another amazing match and set up against Takahashi.
Here we go. Straight through. Red 3 next. He's going to plant this onto the pink 4. Leave the 3 over the pocket. And look at the remaining balls.
Plant. Red to pink. Beautifully weighted.
Yeah, I've seen that look. I've seen that walk far too often, Sid.
Did you ever beat him?
Never beat the man. And look at that control of the white.
Picked the cue up and started really working on this game just about 5 years ago. And he has worked at it and worked at it, modified the break a bit. Learned every time he plays. Fruitful. The fruit is coming out here. It's World Championship.
Well, the Americans have said for quite a while he needs this white to travel a bit. Ooh, that's not going to be easy. Another 6 inches to a foot would have made this such a formality. Now he's got to try and flick this into the center and draw the cue ball off the bottom cushion. Left as we look here. Got to be careful of the in-off.
It's that.
Possibly the beginning of the end for yet another world champion.
Incredible. In the last rack, the Belgian Lanoy came back from 8-2 down, effort raised to beat the reigning world champion. And Souquet's a former world champion. Davis looking incredible at the 9-ball game here in Cardiff.
And 1 ball away from facing his 3rd world champion in as many matches. Kunihiko Takahashi, you're next. Steve Davis, a 9-6 victor over Ralf Another epic battle and a big win for a man gaining a reputation in the 9-ball world.
These then the full roundup of the results. The afternoon session first. Alex Pagulayan, the young Canadian, beating his countryman Alain Martel 9-4. Poor Steve Knight whitewashed by Takahashi from Japan. And Corey Jules surprisingly beating Kim Davenport 9-4. The evening session went like this. Kevin Smith going down to Earl Strickland. What a match that was. Ralf Souquet 2 losing out to Steve Davis. Another sensational performance from Steve. And Radoslav Babica, the young Pole, going down to the experienced Chao 9-7. Well, it's been another great day of action here at the Cardiff International Arena. Make sure you join us tomorrow as we enter the last 16 of the World Pool Championships.
Yeah. The 5 spun down, knocked the 8 in. The 1 right in front of the 5.
When you're ready, 5, you can stop so we can get on with the rest of the game. Gone back to a firmer break. Great control on the white ball there. Cue ball never moved. When you see little movement in that cue ball, certainly not going anywhere near a cushion, you know that the ball's been hit superbly well striking. Now all of a sudden we have the possibility of some form of combination shot by Fong-Pang Chao. He's going to go off the side cushion, top cushion actually, hit the 1 and try and just brush that 5 ball in.
He's looking at coming here.
Just get it behind
there.
Yeah, and then
into the
bump
5.
into the 5. He may then be in a position to either play the 1, which will stay by the 3, I would think, replace the 3.
Now he's looking at going this way into the 5.
Is he really? Yes, that may be a better way actually. You may have to hit it harder. He may play even a safety and disregard the 5. The temptation of that 5 is quite big. You know, if you can make the 5. But he's going the original way now.
He wants
swerving round.
He wants to masse around and hit right into it. There you go.
Little mistake. Mistake from
Chance
Fong-Pang.
for Oliver.
Not getting enough swerve on that ball. He wanted to go into the cushion a bit more to the left.
Needed to get underneath that 1 ball. Interesting setup here.
He's left, although it looks like he's left no shot for Oliver Ortmann. Of course, all Oliver has to do is to just flick off the 1, knock the 5 in.
Leave himself the 1 down on the other end.
Yes, not a bad way if he wants to. Another long shot, but these pockets down the rails aren't anywhere near. He's playing with lots of bottom here. Oh no!
Wow, he hit that ball bad. He came off that ball bad.
Yeah, he's got away with it. I'm not sure if he has got away with it.
He might be corner hooked. That's why Oliver's leaning down.
He just didn't get into the white ball. He wanted to actually hit the 5 before hitting the cushion. He looks like he can't get to this 1, but he looks like he can pot it. He can pot it.
Yeah, he's going to shoot the 1 right down here at the camera.
We can have a marvellous view of this shot.
We'll know right away if he hit this good.
Okay, I want you to say yes or no immediately, Jay.
Yes. Oh, it's drifting out. It's drifting out.
It's coming back in. Oh!
No, I changed my mind.
Okay, fair enough.
Looked good when he hit it. Had a little drift. You know, Steve, I'm surprised he hit it so soft.
It started to roll out, and then it started to roll back in again. So I think perhaps, you know, it's a fair in and out. 3 different slates on a pool table. 5 slates on a snooker table, 3 slates on a pool table, and each slate is an individual item on. So you know, perhaps slate number 2 is fractionally out one way, slate number 3 out the other way. That is no reflection whatsoever on these marvellous tables. But of course, we're playing on a TV set with a floor that perhaps moves every day with different amounts of people in the room. These tables have to be levelled up after every match, and Fong-Pang Chao will be disgusted with that. There's never been a table in the world that's perfectly level, and sometimes you have to play a shot that takes the roll out of a shot, and Oliver playing a very slow shot and paid the penalty perhaps.
These are great Brunswick tables set up by Moscone Leisure. They have 1.5-inch slate on them. They play good, but you don't want to hit a ball that soft on these tables. I don't know how it is on the snooker tables, but if you slow roll a ball, you're asking for trouble, Steve.
the biggest problem with any venue when table ball sports is the name of the game. Oh, he's missed it, and that gives Oliver a chance.
Missed a bank shot. Chao finally missed a bank shot.
As I say, the biggest problem is the floor. The flooring is the ultimate in table ball sports. You want a solid floor. In our World Championships, I think at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield, which is a similar flooring in some ways to the additional flooring we have here at the CIA, we have hydraulic jacks underneath the table.
Well, the ideal situation is to have the table set up right down on the concrete cement floor.
But then that's boring, Jay. That's boring. Look at the set here. This is marvelous.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This is just marvelous. What a venue. We can put up with a little bit of movement on the tables if it's like this.
And both players are on the same table, so it is a level playing field in that respect.
Oliver Ortmann desperately needs to win this frame, and I'm absolutely sure he's going to win it. Of course, a lot of the shots on the pool table are stroked in nice and slowly. It's only the break-off where all the power's used.
The break is the only shot in 9-ball where you put your whole body into it. Oliver pulls within 2 games at 9-7.
Oliver Ortmann.
He's a dangerous man, Steve. He could break and run out 4 racks from here.
What can Oliver produce? Wouldn't he like a 9 now? A golden 9 would be just the tonic.
I like that golden 9. We call it the 9 on the break.
A Teutonic tonk. Just the tonic.
Corner ball went down. He's going to have a shot at the 1.
That's a marvellous break. 3 looks a bit tricky. Oh, the 3-4 is a nightmare all of a sudden. Just that last couple of trundles of the 4 has become now a major sticking point in this break.
The rack looked real good till just at the last moment.
There's so much skill in this game, but of course tempered with the luck that comes in as well. Fascinating how the balls end up. Every rack of 9-ball, a completely different problem. Now he's having a look now, see that 4-ball, whether it goes past the 7, the 8.
Steve, I know you're a veteran of the snooker wars. I'm a veteran of the pool wars, and what I've seen over the years is the good players get the rolls and the bad players get the bad rolls. You make your breaks sometimes.
Well, both players are going to get lucky. It's what you do with that luck afterwards. The 4 doesn't look on at all here. The 3, he's played position to pot the 3, I think. But how's he going to get on that 4 to pot it? I don't think he really can.
He could play position to play a safe on the 4, but I don't think he's thinking that way. I mean, you could easily shoot at the 4 ball and stick the cue ball against the 8.
I think he's playing the bank. He's going to play the 4 as a bank to come down the table for the 5, but
not good. It's just not a good shot, though, Steve. You see where the 5 is, and the angle he'll have at the 4. Maybe he'd like to break him right here. Use the 7 ball to bounce up into him and break him up. No. He could bank the 4 cross corner, and the way he's been playing, that's the shot he'll shoot.
Well, now he's not.
He can shoot the 4 here, back into there.
That was a good shot there with the telestrator. Joe, you got that right in the pocket, mate. The only trouble now, from where he's left this white ball, that he's more or less committed himself to playing the bank.
Yeah.
It's not easy now to play the alternative safety shot. What he wouldn't give for that 8 and 9 to be lined up and play the 3-ball combination. But
well, he got down on it like he was going to bank the ball. Now he's thought about it a second time.
It would be the deftest of touches to screw behind the 8-ball and stop that 4 coming back across the table.
That's what he's considering right now. What do I have to do to stop the cue ball behind the 8?
Big problem. Oliver, what are you going to do? This 4-ball doesn't go past the 8 into the pocket. He's got to conjure up something else.
He's shooting at it. He's banking this ball. Nice shot, Oliver. Perfect position. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
Straight to the bank. Any jazz funk fans out there? Bill Summers.
Straight in on the 5. He's going to have to force the cue ball over for an angle on the 6. Oliver hits his shot as good as anybody. It's a stun shot. Wow, got way over there. Got too far, Steve. Didn't want to be straight in. He wanted a little angle.
He's going to need the rest.
No, he'll probably reach out there and shoot it left-handed. This is one of the few players who could shoot this shot left-handed and draw it all the way down the table. Most players can't switch hands and shoot a shot like this. He's going to look at it a while, but I think that's what he's got to do.
We are blessed in our game by having probably the most ambidextrous sports person in the world playing snooker, a guy called Ronnie O'Sullivan, who plays left-handed to a standard that some people think would be in the top 16 in the snooker world. He's a top 4 or 5 player in the world as it is.
Hit that ball pretty good. You see all the stroke he put on that ball with the left?
Beautiful strike. Unfortunately, he's had 3 successive balls where he's been straight on them. That's the one place really on a pool table you don't want to be.
Until you get to the 9. But he can draw back and shoot the 8 in the side.
You've always got a bit of pocket to manoeuvre with and cheat the pocket. So you can see he's sort of aiming off centre a bit there. But of course there will be a certain amount of deflection on the white. So it's come back exactly straight, but he has to aim to miss by a fraction.
Big stroke he put on that ball. I thought he was going to shoot the 8 in the side.
Did look that way.
He drew back with extreme left English. It made the ball spin to the right when it came off the rail. And Oliver's closing the gap fast. It'll be 9-8 in a moment.
Oliver Ortmann.
We got a match, Steve.
We certainly have. There's people from all over the world come to support the players here. The German flag being waved. Tricky 1 down into the side corner pocket, but he's got good position on the 2 if he gets it right.
This is not an easy rack to get through.
Bottom right hand pocket.
He made the 1. Shoot the 2 in the side, the 3 in the side. The 4 is going to be a little more difficult.
Big disappointment for Oliver Ortmann that he didn't make a ball off this break. Would have been lovely to have gone 9-9 without letting Fong-Pang Chao to the table. But now it's getting close to the wire. Possibly time for a few nerves to jangle and a few missed pots. I don't expect that every ball will be potted from here on in. There's going to be one mistake that could turn the game. Usually is. Who's going to crack first?
Well, he wants to follow down and shoot the 4 in the other side pocket. The right side. He's shooting the 3 in the left side. The 4 will go in the right side or middle pocket. Steve, I think you're very humble, but I'll tell you what, you made a believer out of me this week. You can play 9-ball, buddy.
Yeah, I can play it, yeah. A good thing about this game is everybody thinks they can play it. Everybody thinks they got a chance at this game. Yeah. This is a bit like Billy the Kid stuff. You know, you could go to a town and somebody who's the best pool player in their place, and he's being talked up by his mates, and he doesn't know what a better standard is like, so he thinks he's got a chance against you. In the snooker world, players know they're not good enough really to play against the top players, but I think everybody has the dream that they could play this game well.
Well, every once in a while, there's a guy in a small town that plays real good. He's going to bump the 8-ball after he shoots the 4. He's looking at where he wants to be on the 5-ball.
Is he going to cannon into the 8-ball? Perhaps would he just get past and come back off the cushion, or just stun onto the 8-ball?
You know, we'll know when he gets down on it, depending upon how he's going to hit it. Yeah, I think he's going to bump the 8. Maybe he's going for it. It looks like to me like he's going to bump into the 8-ball.
He's putting a bit of right-hand side on that. Yeah.
Oh, he came all the way.
Long way over,
I'm
really.
not so sure I like that shot.
Perhaps that's a little bit of a fraction of a mistake. Not missing the pot, but perhaps getting a bit too much action on the ball.
Yeah, he's got to reach way over those balls to shoot this.
Guaranteed, when the pressure gets on, you don't play the shot as slowly as you would normally. You just try and give it that extra bit to make sure of the shot and end up. The first thing that goes is perhaps the positional side.
But he's got
Now, where is he on
rail
this?
shape on the 6. He may be going too far here.
And there,
he did.
The mistake was made not in putting the ball, but possibly in the positional side. So now he's got a tricky shot into the middle with the green 6.
Well, he can either cut it or bank it. He's got this choice right here. He can bank it in there, number 1, or cut it in here, number 2.
Well, I wouldn't go for the bank. I think he's an expert in banking.
But if he banks this ball, Steve, all he's got to do is draw the cue ball back 2 inches, and he's on the 7.
What he might also be able to do is to get it behind the 9 for a bit of security if he banks it. If he commits himself to the cut, which I think he is, if he misses, he may present a shot to Oliver.
More difficult position if you cut the ball in. More difficult position. He did a good job, though. He got the cue ball back out in play.
Marvellous shot there. Just composing himself. Another big shot. Spinning the white ball round off 2 rails to come back into the middle of the table.
That's a very common position shot. The 2 rails and out into the middle of the table for position. Perfect position on the 8. Couldn't have placed it any better with his hand. Draw the cue ball back down the table and shoot the 9 in the lower left corner.
Fong-Pang Chao will have, after these 2 balls, 3 bites at the cherry to go through to the last 8 in the World Pool Championships here at the Cardiff International Arena. And he's played good. He's played solid. Just not comfortable on the shot there. That shirt's just annoying him a bit.
Pockets the 9, takes a 10-8 lead.
Fong-Pang Chao to break. Leading 10 racks to 8.
Well, as you can see,
the cold-faced killer's missed his break-off once again. This break-off hasn't been working today. Be interesting to see how Earl Strickland copes with this.
Push and Earl's on deck. Earl's coming up next, guys, and I'll tell you what, his match with Toshikawa may be as fast as this one is slow. Earl does not waste any time or a breath. He fires away.
Well, while this has been quite a long game, it's still been a fascinating game, and I think that is to Paul's credit that every rack has to be successfully worked out. If Oliver can successfully negotiate this particular frame, and then 2 good breaks,
Oh, he's within striking range, no doubt about it. This is the key game right here. If he can win this game, he's right in the match.
Tell you, 10-8 behind. It would only take 3 shots to win the match. 3 9-balls. You know, that's how close you can be to winning, even though it looks bad. But he's got to play a push-out here.
10-7 would be a pretty good lead. 10-8, that's still close.
That's right.
Yeah,
just as a matter of interest for the new players to this game who are learning the rules, the moment you call a push-out, you then can't pot a ball. You can't then pot the 1 and continue.
No.
So then
you could pot the 1 and it's still a push-out.
It's still a push-out, so you don't then stay at the table. So the push-out means you must play a safety shot or then present the table to your opponent afterwards.
When you call a push-out, you can shoot any ball on the table, but then your opponent has the option to take the next shot.
But
you can also call a push-out and change your mind.
You can change your mind back again, yeah?
Yes.
And then the table's live again. So the 9 being pushed away from the pocket slightly. I think he wanted to play that 9 really tight onto the 5. Got a bit of a double kiss there on the 9.
I can't see Chao passing this one back. I think Chao's got a real good safety here.
Oliver spent...
If you'd like, I'll show you what I believe that he will do. He'll come off the edge of the 1 ball. He'll send the cue ball off the edge of the 1 ball, down this way, leave the cue ball tied up right in here. It's pretty natural safety.
Green 6 going to be coming into the table. Could use that as a bit of a safety
It'll be a blocker.
Well.
It'll be a blocker as well.
Do you know, there's so many different ways of going about. See these 2 balls? You know, they're lined up. The 1 ball into the bottom right-hand corner pocket as we look in our screens. No way you'd play it, but there's so many different possibilities.
There's a possibility of the 1-6 combination bank. Yes. I'm really surprised he let Oliver come back to the table.
Obviously, Oliver has something in mind. Fong-Pang's a bit more animated in his chair here, leaning forward a fraction, wondering what Oliver's got in store for him. I'm trying to think if Oliver's got an idea that he couldn't think of. A lot of opportunities to outthink each other in this push-out scenario.
You know, players match up differently with different players. This has become a very tactical match. You'll see other matches where it's very offensive, like Paez and Pagulayan coming up tonight. You're going to see a lot of wide open shooting in that match.
Obviously the 5-9 combination could be the outcome, the final outcome of this rack.
I still think the best decision is come off the edge of the 1 and go down the table, leave distance.
I think he must be worried that the 1 would poke its nose past the 2 and then go into a potable position. That can be the only reason why they haven't played this shot.
Sometimes you want to challenge your opponent with a long, difficult cut shot, Steve.
Yes.
Or you force them to shoot a tough shot.
There's Oliver there, superimposed with one of our cameramen, which was a frightening sight there for a split second.
Well, he has done what we suggested. See, when you leave that cue ball on the end rail, it's a real tough spot to be shooting from.
As you can see there, that real close-up on the ball, you can see that the cloth, absolutely no fur on the cloth whatsoever, as you would get on a snooker cloth.
That's that Simona's 860, pretty popular in pool tournaments today.
New cloth on the table today, brand new cloth. The amount of times that the break-off bashes the balls, you start to get dents, indentations in the cloth. So always a good way to replace the cloth during a tournament. The World Championships in the snooker world, the cloth is renewed at the semi-final stages after the first week, more or less. But only a few days play here down at Cardiff before the cloths have to change. And these very fine cloths do wear out pretty quickly.
Oliver wanted to challenge Chao with this shot.
He hasn't played the snooker. If Oliver can see both sides of this yellow 1 ball, he has more opportunities.
Oliver's got a good situation here. He can play safe by shooting the cue ball off the edge of the 1 and back behind these balls. I don't think he's shooting at this ball. He's going strictly for a safety. Try to hide the cue ball behind these balls. He didn't get past the first ball. Not bad. Could have been better.
Yes, could have been a lot better there.
You see, this is one of those situations like we saw earlier where Chao can kick into the one ball, knock it away, and have the cue ball either stop there or come back towards the end rail.
Bit of a risk, whatever he does here.
Oliver was looking to put the cue ball behind the 7.
Sometimes it's perhaps worth...
See where his finger is? That's where he wants to hit with the cue ball, and then up into the 1 ball. Knock the 1 down table, let the cue ball drift back this way.
Where he's looking is to put the white ball back exactly where it came from. Perhaps even get it behind that 5 and the 7. I know it sounds ridiculous that players can work out these shots, but they play on the table every day.
I think he can get the cue ball behind the 2 is more realistic from here.
Well, there's a mess going on down in this corner now. And that 2 and 9 are nowhere near a combination that we could be seeing some extreme tactical play here.
There is a combination there, Steve. If he can make the 1 ball, there is a combination.
Do you think so?
It's a billiard. It's a very thin hit combination, but it can be shot. The question is, can he shoot the 1 ball? See, that you can play this combination right through there, the 2 into the edge of the 9.
The problem with the shot is that the 9's more or less touching the cushion. That he would be immediately banking the 9 unless he caught it perfectly.
The question I've got right now is, can he even see the 1 ball to make it?
I think he's...
he's got a wide open shot to 1.
I tell you what, though, I don't think I'd even worry about the 1. I don't think I'd want to pot the 1.
Can we get a good look at that 2-9?
I wouldn't want to pot the 1 here. If this was me, unless, of course, you're going to play the 2 as a safety.
That combination can be made.
I think he's looking at some form of safety off the 2. Hello? What's that? No.
He's looking at going behind.
Oh, no. No, Oliver. Oh, what a shot this is going to be. Oliver's going to try and play down into the area where perhaps where the R on Matchroom is in the background there. Off the top cushion, flick the 2, knock the 9 in. This would be an immense shot.
Well, if there's room to get by the 5 ball, it's a good shot. It sure doesn't look like it.
He's going to play to snooker himself.
I think it's...
He's playing to snooker himself. Would you do that in snooker?
I don't think this is the best decision either, Steve. Well, he got where he wanted to be.
You may have come too far. Oh, that is a bit unfortunate. Now he hasn't got an angle to bump off the cushion. Oh, get a picture of Oliver's face here. It'll be a picture of thinking concentration and frustration, I think. Frustration.
But if that billiard was on, then it might still be on.
Yeah.
He might still be able to shoot straight into the edge of the 2 ball.
He just may not be able to
If he can get through this opening and hit the edge of the 2 ball, he can make the 9.
Yes, he can. He can do it.
He may hit the 5.
You know, no, this is certain. This is a certainty. He can't fail as long as he misses. Wow. Oliver Ortmann hanging on in there.
And Oliver Ortmann is alive in this match. 10-9.
I think we're going to see a big break from Oliver now.
Yeah, he's got to let it all go. Well, he controlled that one fairly well.
Oh, no, not that.
The only thing down is the cue ball.
Oh, a disaster for Oliver. Oh, what a disaster. You cannot account for things like that. That was a perfect break-off. He got a bad cannon on the 7 ball in the white, and then the 1's killed him. Oh, Oliver, unlucky.
Steve, I know you're used to playing for big money on the snooker circuit, but there's some money on the line here. This match here is worth $7,500 to the winner.
Well.
What's that, about 5,000 pounds?
Yeah, $7,500, 5,000 pounds.
That's like lunch money for you, right?
Sure, well, I've got wife and curtains to support these days, Jay, mate. The world of snooker's always been a better paid sport than American pool, and I felt that unjustly, in many ways, on the world stage, 9-ball pool's a much bigger game.
Well, this is the biggest, most important tournament in professional pool, right here.
The cold-faced killer homing in now on a notable scalp. Oh, I don't like that. He's a bit too close to the cushion. No, he's okay.
Well, he's 7 balls away from victory, but it's no certainty.
He could be 3 shots away from victory as well if he chooses to play the 5-9 combination as well.
He's looking for position on the 5 ball. He wants to shoot the 5 in the lower left corner. He's not looking for the combination.
The only way he'll play the combination is if he fails to get the right position on the 4 ball. So, perhaps the 3 ball round the back of the 4.
3 here, 4 there, 5 here, 6 there, 7 here, 8 there.
Jay!
And this match is over.
Jay! That was marvellous. What?
That's what he wants to do.
Come on now, you can't know all that. I know. Okay, well, let's remember those pots. Okay. Right, that's the 3. Do that again, Jay. Just draw those lines on again. Now, you predict the pockets for me, please.
The 4 is going to go here.
4 in there, yeah.
The 5 is going to go in there.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
The 6 is going to go in
really?
here. The 7 there.
Yeah, okay, I'll understand.
The 8 here,
there, and the
9 there.
Right, just leave them on there, Jay, because I want to see, because you could hang yourself here. This is your reputation on the line.
Well, the key shot's going to be the position on the 5.
Of course, of course. Fong-Pang playing the position that we thought earlier.
Better erase all that stuff.
No, don't.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Jay,
now he's got a decision to make.
You've just taken those lines off, just in case it goes wrong for you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, don't do it again. Got a chance of making a 9 off this, but it's too risky to know where the whiteboard.
It's the only one where he's got a choice. He can either go forward. He might try to go around the 9 and shoot the 6 in the same pocket.
He can in the 9.
That's not what he wanted to do, but he's all right.
Can in the 9. I wonder if he even thought about making it.
No, he actually wanted to come up higher and shoot the 6 in that corner. He stopped so short, he's got the 6 in the side.
4 balls now away from victory. Tricky one in the middle.
Oliver still as a statue.
Not a lot Oliver could do now except pray. Could try tripping him up as he goes around the table, I suppose. Would that be within the rules?
That was it. That was the last tough shot. You saw Chao tap his chalk on the table. That's like a good sign. He knows that he's in. Only thing that'd stop him here would be a miscue.
This looks like the end of the German involvement in this tournament. Sad to see the names of Oliver Ortmann and Ralf Souquet go out, 2 great players that we've come to know and love on the 9-ball circuit.
Well, you're not really so sad to see Souquet go out, are you?
Well, a part of me is, because he's a great player.
He's a great guy.
Fong-Pang Chao, Chinese Taipei, keeping their flag flying.
If there is a handshake. Yeah. Fong-Pang Chao moves on to the quarterfinals.
And welcome back to highlights of the 2000 World Pool Championships. So Chao safely through then to the quarterfinals. Next up, Ismael Paez took on Alex Pagulayan in the fight for a place in the last 8. We join this match in the 9th rack.
Winding it up here, looking for another good break.
Well, he really cranked that one.
He didn't crank it hard enough. Pagulayan back at the table with a good look at the 1. But certainly, Jay, if nothing else, Piaez has got right back into this one.
2 ball's a little difficult here, Jim, as you can see. They're playing some games with the chalk there. Well, we know the 1's going to go in here. Alex takes a good look to see if the 2 will... He might be looking at the 2-9 combination. That's a little bit of a tough shot. I'd rather see him come in here and shoot the 2-8 combination.
Yeah, how does he get there, Jay? He's got a little too much angle on the 1. I think he might try and get back in close to the 2 and hopefully try and play it even to the opposite center pocket.
There you go. That's a good choice, too. Try to get in here somewhere, right?
Well, he's got to be careful. He's just got to make sure that he can see the 2. But he must attack from here.
Looks like he's going the way you said, going around the table a little bit.
Is he hard enough?
He's trying to get past the 2 ball here, and he's not going to do it.
No, he wanted to play that into the center. He just didn't quite hit it. Didn't have the angles negotiated, and now all he can do is flick off that 2. Try and bury the cue ball.
He's trying to hide the cue ball behind the 5.
What a deft touch from Alex Pagulayan there. This was the touch of a surgeon. You can't just knock him in with power. And now down to Paez to try and negotiate the escape from this one.
He's going to shoot high on the rail with a lot of inside English and try to make the ball twist back.
He was trying to hit that off 3 cushions,
yes,
Jay.
He was. Yes, he was, and was unsuccessful.
Well, again, all down to a terrific shot from Pagulayan. Now with cue ball in hand, and you can see Ismael just having a little word with himself, not happy with that effort.
That was a tough ball to hit.
Real tough. That 3 looks like it passes bottom right. Just past the green 6. Alex is already looking at the pink 4. I think that's the problem ball right now. That's the one that's concerning him. Wants to leave a nice angle on the red 3 to be able to get to the pink 4 for his choice of pockets, top left or bottom left.
He really couldn't be shooting that 2-8 combination. This is more like it. This makes a lot more sense. High bridge.
Well, now he's going to be playing the 4 ball into the top left corner. Just play this and take the cue ball off the bottom. And you know, Alex lists is a couple of his favorite players. The 3 ball, sorry. Alex lists is a couple of his favorite players. Reyes and another Canadian, Paul Thornley, that you know very well. Jay plays on the seniors tour, and
I've played in tournaments with him.
What a knowledgeable player Paul Thornley is. Well, this might go to the center pocket here.
Yeah, it's going to go by the 8. The 4 will pass.
Now, the rack opened up for Alex here. And remember, this was all from that real good snooker that he laid on Piaez. Bought himself the opportunity. So it isn't always about offense.
That was his best safety of the match so far. And it's paying dividends right now.
You know, as Alex clears up here to go 5-4 in front, this is one of the reasons that Steve Davis is still in this event, because he has been jockeying safeties with the best pool players in the world in that department. He's actually outmaneuvered Reyes and Souquet in the safety department.
I got news for you, Jim. He is one of the best pool players in the world. Alex will take a 5-4 lead with this 9-ball.
Rack 9, Alex Pagulayan.
And the crowd loving it. Alex, a real favorite with all the youngsters that have been here in Cardiff. He's been playing with them on the outside tables. Always wanted to have a good laugh and lots of fun. And he's such a likable character, Jay. Boy, I'll tell you, we couldn't wait to get him on television because he is box office. I wish he'd show us some of that emotion here that you see on the outskirts.
We'll see it. We'll see it. You know, all the Filipino players are like that. Friendly guys, love pool. They hang around the arena. They hang around with the kids. They'll show you shots. They watch trick shots. You know, they're great guys.
Paez, he's pure adrenaline, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Alex Pagulayan to break.
Watch this. Soaking wet 90 pounds and every ounce into this break-off.
One on the side. There goes the 9 towards the corner pocket. It's going to hang in the jaws.
Needs to be able to see that blue, too.
Can't see it, I don't think. No, he's hidden by the 6-ball. You know, this may be a situation, Jim, where Alex is going to push out and make the 9-ball. He does not want to leave that 9-ball hanging in the pocket right now.
And again, one of those instances where I was saying that Alex shows so much experience. He's such a young, talented player.
If he pushes and makes the 9-ball, the 9-ball will go on the spot. The same spot that the 1-ball goes on at the break shot. That's what he's looking. He's looking to see where that spot is.
That is the mark. That's where we're racking the 1. That is the mark.
He's just getting it very clear, too. The only problem with this, Jay, is in pocketing the 9, it's a little tougher to get that cue ball exactly where he wants it. So he's got to be real careful.
Alex has given this one a lot of thought.
Having a look if he just nudges the cue ball there to leave the left-hand corner of the 2 sticking out. But again, he doesn't want to put himself in too much trouble because he may find himself back in here.
Push out, cool.
So he can't make it too difficult.
Interesting. He left the 9 there.
I think if for no other reason, Jay, just because it would have been too tough to get the cue ball into an area where he'd have been comfortable.
I think Alex is going to get this shot back.
I agree. I don't think there's any way Paez can shoot this. That might have been the poker move right there. He took his time, queued up as though he was going to shoot it, when I don't think at any time he felt like playing that shot.
It's the same back and forth that went on a couple games ago, where Alex shot one in off the end rail. He's going to really have to show more of something here.
The problem is, if he did want to just try and roll that 2 to the top table or the right-hand cushion, as we look, the in-off looms large. He's almost left himself in a lot of trouble here.
He's going to roll the 2-ball straight down to the end rail.
Got to be careful, though. As I said, he's got to clear the 3 with the 2 and be careful that cue ball. It will be heading near that center pocket.
Got to be a soft touch here.
Always the danger. Always the danger there.
Ball in hand.
Boy, Jim, you called that one.
Now Paez.
Well, that was the problem with leaving the cue ball right on the cushion. He couldn't dig into the white at all, and And even from that angle, boy, the in-off looked dangerous there. And that almost gift wrapped this one. Almost looks like he can just pocket the 2 here, and he may even play the
3-9.
Yeah, 3-9 combination coming up.
That's a real big 9-ball where it's sitting. You can hit any part of this 9-ball and it's going in.
Dead end.
Rack 10.
Paez back on level pegging with the Lion. 5 racks apiece, and he'll be breaking off in rack number 11. But a great shot there from Piaez, and in a rush, 5-all, and all set to crack him here, rack number 11. I'll tell you what, this one has all the makings of being a photo finish.
Have we had a hill match yet in the 10 in the race to 11? I don't think so.
Now look at the 9.
There goes again. We see the 9 on the lip of the corner pocket.
Well, Ismael can hardly believe it. He nailed that one. Look at the contortionist. Well, I'll tell you what, if he's got a shot at the 1 here,
he does.
He's, you know, every chance of a 2-3-9 combination.
If he makes the 1, he's going to win this game.
And that's what he's going for. Needs that cue ball to stop. Oh, this is perfect. Well, he'll be going for the 2 onto the 3 to park that 9 into the bottom of that corner pocket.
Triple combination. Got to be a little careful here because of that 7 ball. Otherwise, it'd be easy.
Yeah, he may hit that 2 into the cushion. Get it in deep first to clear the 7.
You know the way to cinch this ball, Jim? Go rail first, come into the side of the 7, and then off into the 3. And you can't miss it. If you shoot straight into the 3, you could possibly miss it. Yeah, like that. Rail first, not bad. He had the 7 for a sideboard.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's all happening in a rush here. All of a sudden, Pagulayan back in front. This match seesawing. And we're not seeing any runouts here. These 9s are going down early. Pagulayan will be breaking rack number 12. It's a race to 11.
Right. The winner of this match will face Peter Nielsen next in our quarterfinals. Boy, he jumped that cue ball up in the air. That cue ball went 2 feet up in the air.
Another look at Alex. He really swings that back arm. Arcs it.
Whoa. All of a sudden, the brake's not working from the right side for Alex. I got a feeling he's going to go left next time.
I think Ismael Paez can get through to this 1 ball. Now, the only problem as we look, you can see the orange 5 and the brown 7 on the right-hand cushion. He's going to need an angle on that pink 4 to try and disturb those, if not land that cue ball into a position to try and bank it bottom left. Either way, he's got to be thinking about that right now.
Nice deep draw. Got a pretty good angle here.
This is the key shot coming up. Taking as much time as he's taken on any shot here, Jay.
He may have to go down to the end rail and back up into these balls. I'm not sure if he can draw directly into them, Jim. He's trying to, though. He's trying to suck this ball, the cue ball, straight back into these balls and break them up. No, 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 no. He's playing for a bank shot. He actually played position for this bank. Cross corner bank. Got to be a little careful. This ball is going to come real stiff. That means it might bank high of the pocket. He's not careful. He got it. He got it. Hit it perfect. Morrow's really pumped up, Jim. This is when he's at his best, when you see him flying around.
And look at the look on his face. Sheer determination. These balls don't dare stay on the table.
He wants it bad. He wants it real, real bad. And he knows he's got a tough opponent. He's got to take advantage of every opportunity. This is a great match. For the tie. 6 games apiece. Paez and Pagulayan are watching the greatest pool players in the world in Cardiff, Wales. Sticking with that right side break. He's trying to kill this one.
Have you ever seen so many good breaks hit between these two players and coming up empty? But look at the action for Piaez, and he nailed this break. The 1 almost went in, the 7 almost went in.
They're not making the corner ball, they're not making the 1 ball.
And Alex has got a shot at the 1, but his problem's that red 3 bottom right. And the pink 4 is not clear sailing either.
This is crunch time in this match. They both want it. Let's see who wants it the worst.
Well, he needed that one to stop. You could see the hand motion. He's already worked out in his mind how to try and go after these. And I'll tell you what, that red 3 is a problem to begin with, because he's not going to be able to hit that at pace to get ideal position on the pink 4. And Jay, you and I both know sometimes when you get these balls on the knuckles and over the center pockets, those can be in the worst position anywhere on the table. They're almost not available. That one borderline, isn't it?
That's in a tough spot. He'll draw straight back, come out for the 3. It's a tight fit just to make this ball, let alone get shape on the 4. Played the combination. Well,
he's a little unlucky there, Jay. He didn't need to be hampered bridging over the 3, over the 5 on the 3. Now he's got to just try and roll this in and get top of the table probably to play that pink 4. Maybe even to the bottom left corner, the same one he's looking at the 3, because I don't really see how he can hold position onto the 4 top left.
That's the pocket. He didn't want to shoot the 4 past the side pocket. Look at this stance and bridge. Leg up on the table.
Oh, he'll take that.
He wanted to hit that ball.
And look at that bridge. Look at him willing that cue ball into the pink 4. That gives him every chance now.
I think he's got to shoot the 4 in the end, though. I don't think it'll pass into the side. He's got to go all the way down the table. Don't hit it slow. Nope. Got a little lucky there. He knew better than to hit it softly. Morrow jumped up so fast, I think he's going to duck behind the 6 ball.
Well,
not good enough.
That was what was intended. These players are so good when it comes to the offensive aspects, and we've seen a couple great shots from Alex. But really, Ismael's had a few chances to tie Alex up and hasn't really done it, has he? That was one opportunity that he let go there.
I think we're going to see him fire at this cross-side bank.
Once
Played
again,
a good safety.
Yeah, but he tried to get that cue ball behind the 6. He's tied up the pink. If he had that cue ball behind the 6, this would have been a murderous snooker.
They're both getting kind of careful right now. What do you think, Jim? It's a tough spot. Can he come off the edge of the 4-ball and get the cue ball back down the table?
Well, he needs the eye of an eagle to play this shot. I don't see how there's any choice.
Bottom edge of the 4-ball. Boy, what a nice hit that was.
That might be the best shot he's played in this match.
That was a billiard hit there. Morrow's pretty happy about that one. That's the closest to a smile we'll get from him unless he wins the match.
Yes, they really are setting the table here, aren't they? For a match to come later, Jay, that's going to be just as entertaining as this one.
Yeah. Alex was aiming at the edge of the 4-ball, and it didn't look like there was any edge to hit.
Ralf.
Well, that was such a good safety from Piaez. Like I said, for me, best shot he's hit in the match.
Paez can gain the advantage here. And I see no reason why not.
Certainly breaking at 9-8. One would have to think he'd have the advantage, Jay, but so far the break hasn't necessarily proven to be one. Oh, I'll tell you what, he didn't hit that clean. Nicely onto the 9, but probably an anxious moment for Paez there. 9 down, and confirmation. He'll be breaking in rack number 18. Looking to inch closer yet again to the finish line. Well, he must be thinking, Jay, as he walks around here already, what he has to do to solve the mystery of the break.
He's going to change his break here. You watch. He's going to move somewhere. But that right side just has not worked for him the last 3 or 4 breaks.
Well, I'll tell you what. They changed the cloth on this table before play started today. And this new cloth has really fooled these players. Strickland.
Now look at this. He moved back behind the line.
Well, I was about to say Strickland broke terrific. And he's the only one that has really had the answer for the way this table is broken off today. Because Paez and Pagulayan here, neither one of them.
They can't make a ball in the break.
Yeah, neither one has used the break to its fullest potential. And they both have great break-offs.
We're looking at another safety from Alex.
In the worm's eye view at Alex, probably barely 5 feet, if that.
He claims to be 5'4".
Well, I'll tell you what I get a kick out of. He lists basketball as one of his hobbies.
Yeah, he's a center.
They just don't put him in for the jump off.
Behind the 6.
I'm not sure he's behind it. He may be able to just get through to the edge of this one, enough to clip it into the center.
He's shooting at it. Got it.
Look at the body English. As long as he's steady as when the cue makes contact with a white, all that movement's after the fact.
Got to be very careful here.
And that was a better shot than it looked, Jay.
Yes, it was. You have to cheat that pocket a lot to keep the cue ball from scratching. Very, very big game for Ismael Paez. Great concentration.
Now, obviously, that 8 may pass the bottom cushion, past the 9. Because he hasn't really looked at it, so it must be open.
Yeah, it goes.
Oh, wide open. No concern at all.
Here's the problem. He's got to go 3 rails for position from the 5 to the 6. This is the tough shot. He's got to go off here, this way, and back that way to get position. Going 4 rails. Well, he won't get to the 4. He might get to the 4th rail. Good shot.
And there's the Mexican flag. It's flying high right now. Will it be raised at the end of this one?
Paez stops, takes a deep breath to relax himself. This man does not want to be denied his chance at fame and fortune. He's waited a long time for this opportunity, Jim.
Well, he told us he enjoyed the pressure. When the TV cameras are there, he performs, and performing he is. 10-8 and breaking off with a chance for victory. Ismael Paez really doing a number on the Lion at the moment.
Pretty happy with that run out.
Certainly Alex with a lot on his mind. One lack safety. That's what took him out of control here in this match.
He just wants one more chance at the table.
It remains to be seen whether or not he's going to get it.
Ismael Paez to break.
Paez breaking off here. He won't have to break off again. He can put that break cue away, Jay.
Hasn't done him much good anyway. A ball went down, 2 balls went down. Here comes the 2 ball. The 2 will go in the side. Not sure if the 4 will pass the 5. It's got to be close.
Now, can he keep all those emotions in check long enough to convert the position of these balls into a victory?
Man, this is tight here. Played the combination. Well done. Looking good now. The boy becomes a man. One more tough shot. The position is the hard part. Forces that cue ball up table. That's where he wants to be. He can shoot the 7 in the end, the 8 in the same corner. Morrow smells the victory.
Definitely in his sights right now.
Straight down the table with a draw, just like that.
And this 9 to book a place in the quarters and a date with Peter Nielsen.
Overcome a very tough foe here.
And he reeled off the last 4 racks on the spin. Pagulayan congratulates him, and the Mexican flag does fly high tonight. Ismael Paez through to the quarterfinals here in Cardiff.
Great victory there. Stay tuned. Steve Davis on deck.
Welcome back to Cardiff's International Arena and coverage of the 2000 World Pool Championship. And finally, the big one the Cardiff crowd had been waiting for. Snooker legend Steve Davis facing Japan's Kunihiko Takahashi in the match that would decide his fate in this year's World Championship.
It's 11 racks. That's a great opening break, Jay.
This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in pool. It's unheard of. We've never seen a player cross over from one cue sport to the other and win championships.
Jay Helfat, my co-commentator, an expert from the States. You name it, he's been there. He was there when Strickland won $1 million. He's seen them all. If he says it's a unique achievement by Davis, it's unique.
It's just never been done. No one's ever gone from one cue sport to the other. And for all the championships Davis has won in snooker, if he won this tournament here, it would be his greatest achievement.
Here we go then. Quick whiz the rules for you. You've got to hit the low ball, in this case the 1, then proceed through the colours to the 9. But if you see a plant or a cannon, a billiard or a combination shot, you can use the low ball to get the 9. So we sometimes have very quick racks. So race to 11 for a place in the last 8.
He may be trying the billiard here from the 1 to the 7 ball. It looks like it's on. A little too soft.
Unlucky, but Jay said too soft. They're hanging from the rafters.
The Cardiff Arena is packed for this match.
And absolute hush when the action starts. Davis.
Good safety there. It's a good thing that 7 ball didn't go down, Sid. Takahashi can see the edge of the 1 ball. What we might see here, he may try to play a bank shot from the 1 up to the 7.
So watch the track of the yellow 1. Wow.
He shot a billiard on the 9 as well, but he was trying a two-way shot, but neither way worked there.
Takahashi, wonder player of Asia, 1998, WPA World Champion, Steve Davis. A man who lusts to get at this table. He loves 9-ball pool. You're going to see why.
We may be seeing cue history in the making this week. I wouldn't have believed it, but after the matches I saw Steve Davis play the last 2 days, I think he has a legitimate chance at this title.
He put legend Efren Reyes, the holder, on his bike. He took on Ralf Souquet and gave him the treatment. Absolute concentration personified as he tries to flick this in.
1 ball on the side.
For the goal.
Now a tough pot on the 2 ball. 2 ball all the way down in the lower left corner past the 6 ball. Steve leans over, takes another look. This man has the iciest concentration I've ever seen.
And Jay's seen them all since Moscone and Greenleaf and the boys. They were veterans when Jay saw them.
I played Moscone once when I was a kid.
Oh, here we go. Look at that. Oh, he's gimlet it on the blue 2.
Down it goes.
Knuckle.
Gently taps the 3 with the cue ball as it goes by.
Standing room only. This is incredible. They've heard about the Davis saga, and they're down here. You've heard of the Forsyth saga. This is the Davis saga. Could be having another chapter.
I'm not sure if this 3 goes by. Yeah, it's another tight fit, though. That's not a full pocket. He's missed it, but he's missed it in a way that he didn't leave Takahashi a shot.
That was in his head, a 50-50. Davis played that with a bit of safety in mind.
Takahashi's going to kick this ball. He's going to go here and down there. Try to make the 3 ball that way. 1 rail kick shot.
Being watched by people all over the world. Chinese Taipei, the Pacific Rim, Europe, US. The best 96 on the planet came here 7 years ago. We're getting down to the creme de la milk.
Ball.
Wrong ball.
No hit. This is what Steve's been a master of this week. He has played the greatest safeties. He's kept his opponents tied up for the last 3 days.
So who'd have thought that the technique learned in late nights in the Sheffield Crucible would come to its fruition against the world's greatest pool player? A culture shift of tectonic proportions. How do you like his control of that white there, Jay?
Nothing wrong with that.
Send in the orange. Sellotape to the rail.
Can this man complete what was considered impossible 4 days ago?
Put you on it, Jay. You're an expert. Would you have said that Steve Davis could be poised for the last 8 when he first came here?
If you'd have asked me if he'd have got by Efren Reyes and Souquet, I'd have said no. Not 1 chance in a million. But here he is, playing to get into the quarterfinals
Of the top tournament in the world. Davis takes first rack. And it's winning a break.
The world is watching a miracle in the making here. You have to go back 100 years to the days of Jake Schaefer to find a player who's been able to win titles in 2 different events in the Q Games.
That was Jake Schaefer. This was the shot that let him in. Takahashi missed the red.
90 years ago, Jake Schaefer won titles in straight pool and balk line.
We go back to the action now. It's rack 15.
Profitable break here by the Japanese lad would make things very interesting. Ooh.
I don't know, Sid. I just don't see him varying the break enough.
That's it. You think he should be experimenting at the angle to go in?
He's not moving the cue ball around. He did take a little speed off that break. But he's seen Steve successful from the other side. I certainly would have given it a shot. Now this one, does it clip into the center pocket? Take the cue ball around the angles, back out in the middle of the table for the blue 2. You can see the angle. It's a very fine clip, difficult to tell from an overhead perspective, but the natural angle is going to take the cue ball around these angles and back for the 2. No, it was too thin. Now I'm not sure that he's not left it on. Very close. I think he might have just left enough for Takahashi to knock this in. Well, no, he hasn't, Sid. But Steve, with a very anxious look before going back to his chair.
Tension of massive proportions here. Thinks about Massey and round the pink.
All that work and nothing easy on the blue 2.
Well, it looks like he has to go to the right top, Jim, because the pink blocks the path to the left. tried a very, very fine safety there.
Well, he's not left anything easy for Steve, but certainly a chance if he wants to again, put him in the weeds here. You can see a very acute angle into the center pocket with that too. I can't see Steve taking that one on from here.
What's the plan?
Just try and hold the cue ball in behind the green or the pink. Well, at least I think he wanted to. He mishit that one.
It looks as though it passes.
He's left it on,
the orange.
Sid. Definitely. Knocks this in, gets the cue ball back into the center of the table. The red 3 is there.
Blue passes the orange.
Oh! Man, did he ever miss that by a long ways.
That was a bad miss.
Takahashi is playing like a man under an awful lot of pressure. And he's not the same player we saw yesterday against Steve Knight.
By street.
9-5 down. That's probably a pretty good reason why.
Brilliant! Brillo!
Another look at it. Negotiated the bank. He's got an open shot on the 3. Not as easy as he would have liked. See, with Steve, you never really know. A lot of players would attack from here. They take this 3 on. But Steve weighing up all the options. He's missed a couple open pots here tonight, Sid.
So will that put defense higher up the agenda here?
Well, he just wants to make sure. He wants to commit himself 100%. When he plays this, he wants to play it with conviction.
Bit too close for comfort, scratch-wise.
Well, he was standing right over the corner, so he knew right away that it wasn't quite in the pocket. He probably hit that just a shade thicker than he would have liked. You can see how far now the distance between the cue ball and the pink 4. And what's worse is he's got the orange 5, the other end of the table. Not a lot of angle with which to work here to get the cue ball over on the right-hand side of the table as he looks.
Could be the rack winning shots. Not sweet on the orange.
2 choices. You either try and bank this 5 in the top left corner, or you try and play the 5 into this area and run with the cue ball here and back into here. Try and hide it in behind the 7.
Brilliant!
He's doubled it.
Looks in excellent shape also. 6.
He has pulled out some banks here in this match.
He's filled several over the years too. 6-time world snooker champion, has shown the world a pool. Dynamite days since he sunk Reyes, the holder, and he sunk Souquet. There is a big hole in the waterline of this Japanese champion.
Off the side cushion, back for the 9. Oh, Steve, you mishit that one. Boy, he's had a couple funny hits. That almost just didn't show any reaction. I don't know if he cued it that bad, or he just got a real dull hit. I think he's got to try and bank this, Sid.
Yep.
Up in the top right corner as we look.
In the north of England, it's called a muck or nettle shot.
Straight into the corner, just below his cueing arm.
Bash it in or bust. It doesn't look bad. Bad! It looks perfect!
And again, Steve Davis pulling one out of the fire. Now 10-5 ahead of Kunihiko Takahashi. Obviously, Takahashi left now to dwell on what might have been. A possible 6 to play. He requires each and every one of them. The first bank shot here.
Out of the pocket.
That set the plate for what was to come. And now this one, much tougher. Look at how still his head was. It never looked out.
Out of the pocket. And to the heart of the Japanese player. Boom!
And what could have been. Shaking his head, 10-5 down.
And away from this drama and tension and agony for the Japanese. Jewel and Kucharo is swung just rapidly the other way. It's a ball in hand, and he's potted the 9. Jewel nicks it, 11-10.
Terrific match there for Corey. Saw his buddy Alex Pagulayan go down. So you know he'll be happy, considerably happier than that man right there. That picture says it all.
Here goes then. The 1998 WPA World Champion Kunihiko Takahashi from Japan sees what Med Davis, 6-time World Snooker Champion, and what he's learned about this game. The crowd will go mad now. Oh, lucky not to have a shot on the 1. The red just trickled into its path.
He hit this break as well as he's hit any. Planted that cue ball in the center of the table. And the push out is certainly one shot that players with experience have a big edge over someone like Steve, even with his knowledge. Some players, Sid, believe it or not, even push into snookers because they know they can jump the ball.
Good point. What is the perfect push-out here?
Well, Steve just wants to play into an area where he doesn't leave a shot on for Takahashi. Almost down by the right-hand corner. That's what he's looking at right now.
Push.
Just down near the right-hand corner pocket. Leave that cue ball right near the cushion. See, even if Takahashi attacks the 1 here, he can't get position onto the 2.
You could hear a molecule of billiard chalk drop. The tension Incredible here in Cardiff.
He turns it back over to Steve. No surprise, really. The shot just had no positional rewards. And it is fraught with danger. So Steve really in the same position. He can't attack here.
If Davis takes this rack, he's in the last 8 of the World Championship.
Or has he covered it behind the 6? Had a quick glance on the way back to his chair, and I think he has. Looking at the masse, Sid. Now, I think his only escape here is 2 to 3 cushions. He's going for his jump cue. Well, he's got a match to watch later. Well, this is tough because he is really close to this 6. Even though he's just going over the edge of it, very close to the 6 here.
Oh. Dolly's up the 1.
Chance for Steve.
Got rolling in the vital rack. Could be for him.
Now it looks like he can get through and knock this in. The cue ball is going to go right over. Mind you, look where it's finished now. A better look. Well, this isn't as easy as it looked. Certainly originally. Not a lot of distance. That a 4.5 by 9 foot offers more than that, Sid, between a cue ball and an object ball. But look at where the 1's finished. First impression, I thought it was right over the pocket. It's not.
It's the outside part of the extreme end of the knuckle.
You can see the thinnest of contacts from where the cue ball is. And now that really doesn't afford position onto the 2. See, he's just looking in his mind, placing that imaginary cue ball against the 1 just to see if it goes in from where he's cueing it. And I'm not sure it does. And certainly he isn't.
The rest of the ball's wide open. If he manages this, you'd reckon him to whistle through the rest and win. It bobbled back and forward, but stayed out.
That was tough. That was a lot tougher than what first appeared. Obviously, a much thinner contact required to pocket that 1. With half a chance here for Takahashi now, and the balls are all in the open. You don't win a world championship unless you're a fighter. We know this man is.
Well, should have no trouble. None of the balls should give him a problem. When you're under this much pressure, Jim?
Well, he's under a lot of pressure right now. Probably as much pressure as he's ever faced.
You wouldn't think there were 500 plus people in here. Willing on Davis. Excellent order.
Just swing this cue ball around the angles. Just doesn't want to contact anything. That's the focus here. Back for the 6. He hit that hard. Got the long 6 now. The 7 to the bottom right should he get the 6. Those pockets are probably looking a lot more like Mouse's ear holes to Takahashi right now.
Statuesque. Davis. Opponent under the cosh. Opponent forced to think of running, counting this rack. 6. This then for 10-6.
He's pulled one back. Still, it's a long road to recovery for the 1998 world champion.
Okay, let's tap the ref. Sets up the rack again.
And the missed one for Steve. Chance number 1, and you just know he's going to get a number of them. This was the first one. Not a very good chance, but a half a chance nevertheless.
Sent about 44% of the ball
Rack
into
17,
the pockets.
Kunihiko
44% not enough.
Kunihiko Takahashi to break, trailing 6 racks to 10.
Now he's finally moved over the other side of the table, Sid. Let's see if he's successful there. Obviously not quite as comfortable breaking from that side, but it had to be done.
Absolutely. Well, no ball down. There's a shot on the 1. Davis to the table.
And the billiard gods just not in Takahashi's corner tonight.
I don't know how you get them on your side, gods of billiards. Do you put money in the poor box? Do you light candles or do you burn sticks? I don't know.
I'll tell you what, folks. He's got the long 1, tough shot. But if he can finish on the 2, look at the 3-9 combination.
Ooh. He's looking at it.
He's just got to finish on the 1 and get over to leave the 2 as straight as he can.
So Davis could win this match with 3 shots.
This is easier said than done, Sid. Wants to contact the brown 7.
First part of the equation. This is the vital bit position from blue 2 to the plant 3-9.
This is the shot. He's getting down. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He's got to kill the white and keep it on that side of the table. And there you go.
Couldn't want it sweeter, Davis. He did for Reyes. He did for Souquet. This shot can do for Takahashi. Incredible, this man's talent and guts.
9 down, the 3rd world champion that Steve Davis has defeated in this year's world event. Down to the last 8, he's got 3 more matches.
Absolute bedlam here in Cardiff. Every kid in the place and a lot of the adults want Dangerous Davis's autograph and picture. What a man!
The storybook run continues for the 6-time world snooker champion here in Cardiff.
Absolutely incredible stuff, Jim.
So here then the results from Cardiff. Chao beating Oliver Ortmann just 11-9 in a marathon session. Earl Strickland pretty comfortable against Toshikawa of Japan. Alex Pagulayan going down 11-8 to Ismael Paez of Mexico. And Takahashi beaten 11-6 by the great Steve Davis. So the quarter-final stage is next. We hope you'll join us then. But for now, it's goodbye from Cardiff.